All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning to get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here, and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
Half-assed Morning Show.
69. This show sucks. Who are you, fart knockers?
93X.
Welcome to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. There's a good crowd out there, Cubby.
So far, so good, I've noticed. Thanks for the text already. That's a fun way to start the day, ain't it?
Did you get a nice text message or two?
Got an update from something we discussed yesterday. Pancakes by the Lake Jesus mentioned that he's trying to quit smoking. Yesterday was day 2. We said Godspeed. Well, Nick tried to talk him back into starting smoking.
He offered to buy him a pack.
Yeah, I think that's true. He offered to go ahead and just pay for those things.
It's day 3.
Day 3, which Ashley said was the toughest day in her experience.
Yep.
And so far, he's made it. So we're hoping he can keep that thing going. I told him if he can stop, if my parents can stop, he can stop. My parents, it sounds like maybe the same as yours, Nick, would wake up. The first thing they do is have a cigarette, and then they light cigarettes to other cigarettes until they went to bed.
Right.
And they both were able to quit. So I think if they can quit, you definitely can. Pancakes by the Lake Jesus.
Hey, man.
Plus, you were telling me how much just a can of chew is nowadays. He's going to be rich if he gives this up.
Oh, yeah.
It is. It's crazy now, the cost. You know, a good friend of mine recently quit chewing just simply because of the cost. But also, you know, there's a level of willpower there that you have to have. I'm impressed by all that. I hope that Pancakes by the Lake Jesus takes up smoking again by the end of the week. I do.
I sure hope not.
It's cool. It's everything that you were told when you were kids. It's cool. It makes you look more mature. Anyway, I wonder if is he a drinking man? Maybe he can get back to you. Is he a drinking man? And you guys all know that smoking and drinking or chewing and drinking goes hand in hand. I wonder if he's tried drinking without cigarettes yet. I bet that's when the true test will be laid upon him.
That's a good point.
Definitely.
I've never had a sober cigarette.
Right. So maybe get back to us, Pancakes by the stinking lake.
Was that part tough, Ashley?
She hasn't quit smoking yet.
Well, she did for a little bit
We
there.
covered this yesterday.
Yeah, she quit for 9 months.
She quit for 9
10
months.
I mean, I was pregnant, so I couldn't drink anyway. But because obviously I didn't go right back to smoking as soon as I popped the baby out. It took a while, but
Had one in the emergency room or in the delivery room.
they frown upon that. What I found to be the most difficult is because whenever I would play pool, I would drink and smoke my e-cig while playing pool, and that was really hard.
Yeah,
To do that without like having that, it's just like something I always did.
rituals.
Yeah,
They're
and that,
rituals.
I've heard that's one of the tough parts.
Oh, that was really difficult.
Yeah, it's going to be a bitch for you, son.
People are saying try Shantix.
I've heard it said out loud.
Is that the one that gives you the wild dreams?
I think so. Yes.
I know my sister-in-law did that to quit, and it worked for her, by the way.
Your sister was a cigarette smoker?
Sister-in-law.
I'm sorry.
And she was talking, and her husband did as well. They both quit at the same time.
Your sister has a husband?
No, see, my sister-in-law. But yes, my sister does. They both have husbands. No, I take that back. My sister-in-law no longer has a husband. I forgot some current events. But she and her now ex-husband, they tried that, and they were telling me, like, the dreams were absolutely insane.
I've heard awesome reviews.
And they're major drug users, or they were. But yeah.
Drugs, too?
That apparently the drugs, like whatever and they were on the hard stuff, that apparently did nothing compared to this chewing gum or pills or whatever it is.
I've heard nothing but great reviews on the dreams you can achieve from being on some of these anti-smoking pills.
I've always kind of wanted to take it just because I've wanted to see the dreams.
Have one of those just blood-soaked, violent dreams.
Yeah.
It does sound. It does sound kind of fun to me too. It does.
Uncle Bitch Jesus said he quit chewing a while ago. He's saving so much money that his weed budget has doubled.
Nice.
There are those apps. I have a buddy who's about 3 years clean on cigarettes, and he has a daily app where he goes in, you have confirmed, another day gone, I haven't had a cigarette, and it keeps track of the money you've saved by not smoking. You put in how much you'd spend a week or whatever, or a month, and it keeps track, and there's the hundreds and, a couple thousands of dollars he's saved by not buying them.
We've done the arithmetic before. We have for my chewing habit. We've done the arithmetic on how much I could have at the
It's a
end.
lot.
At the end of any given year, how much I could have setting there if I didn't chew. I think we did this arithmetic for my parents when they were both still alive, and it's a lot. It's shocking.
We got an update. Pancakes by the Lake Jesus. He said he quit drinking 12 years ago. We were wondering, okay, do you drink? I wonder if that's tough.
Jesus, this guy sounds like a lot of fun.
And he said he thought that was difficult, but in comparison, that was a walk in the park. Trying to quit smoking is much worse.
Well, get her done. Get her done. I'm on your side. Sort of.
Yeah, sounds like you kind of weren't.
Yeah.
You're going back and forth on this one.
You're on Big Tobacco's side.
Yeah. I work for Big Tobacco over here.
School teacher Shiza said she tried Chantix. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say whatever that is.
I think it's Shantix.
It is Chantix.
That's what I remember hearing.
It worked. She quit, but it effed her up. She was irritable, psychotic, literally crazy, but hey, I quit smoking.
That's fun.
That's crazy.
Fun. All right. Well, yeah, a lot of you are texting in on smoking, chewing. It was easy. It was hard. This, that. Sucks being a junkie. You know what I mean?
I think the only thing you can do is quit cold turkey.
On what? Anything?
Anything. If you just kind of, for some things you can't quit cold turkey, or else you can have some adverse side effects there. That's not gonna do you any good. But I think that's the only way that you can do it. If you try to taper off, it's just you're playing with fire.
Well, I think there are multiple ways to do it. I could never go cold turkey. I've started to sprinkle in some of the fake chew, the nicotine pouches. I'm still in the process.
You should get some of that beef jerky chew. Did you ever get into that as a kid?
What am I, a third grader?
Well, no, you're not a third grader.
I hated that stuff.
I love that stuff.
I liked it too.
I mean, it tastes good for 2 minutes, but there's no way that would ever. Josh, I've explored that avenue, and after a while, that stuff just tastes like ass.
I suppose your breath's going to be
it
for a
is
little while.
Oh yeah.
so bad.
Gross.
No way that could ever replace.
When I was a kid, I loved that. Big League Chew. That's another one where the flavor lasts. By the time you get it all settled in there, flavor gone.
Gone.
Flavor gone. All right. Good luck, all of you addicts. Man, Cubby, I finally had a chance to breathe last night. No baseball, no effing stupid NFL football, no hockey. You know that I love sports on television. It's pretty much all I ever choose to watch at night. Can we turn the music down? I feel like I'm shouting my balls off over here. Pretty much all I ever choose to watch at night is sports. But it was nice just to finger bang the remote last night without a care in the world. No baseball, the cover, no hockey, no football. I watched a horror movie that we recently discussed, The Cabin in the Woods. It sucked!
Cabinet. That's an old one, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's 10, 12, 8, 9, 11.
Yeah, I think it came in like 2010 or 11.
Cabin in the Woods sucked!
I can't even recall.
It's
What
very
happens
bizarre
in
by the end of that movie.
Oh, is that the one you were talking about?
All of a sudden,
Dana?
there's dinosaurs
Okay.
involved.
Oh,
There's dinosaurs?
Yes.
There's everything, Cubby. Don't bother.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the genre, especially the weird ones. I do like Chris Hemsworth. I see he's in there.
Cabin in the Woods sucked.
Bradley Whitford, he's okay.
From now on, I think anytime anyone says cabin or woods, my natural reaction is just to yell out, sucked,
Tiger Woods.
sucked. I just wanted to lay that out on you, that I had a night to myself. I decided to watch a movie, and it sucked.
Well, you call the song by Warrant Old Log Cabin.
What about what?
You call that song by Warrant Uncle Tom's Cabin. You call it Old Log Cabin. You can't say you can't say suck to that.
Well, I have to. Oh yeah, that's right.
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Many years ago, when that song was hot, Uncle Tom's Cabin by Warrant, and the video was on MTV every 20 minutes. We were a group of dudes sitting around watching MTV, and Uncle Tom's Cabin comes on, and one of my more stoned buddies says this out loud. Oh, dude, Old Log Cabin. No, it's Uncle Tom's Cabin, actually. But this year, check this out. On the topic of horror movies, this sounds like the beginnings of a horror movie. Grown folks are hiring magicians for their grown folks' birthday parties.
All right, that's sweet. I love magicians.
I've definitely been entertained. We've been lucky enough to have some really good ones come in studio, and remember, Nick, we did some of those dinners. We should bring those back, where we'd go to dinner with listeners and they'd have entertainment, and there was a couple of mentalists and magicians.
Oh, see, I only remember the mentalists. I don't remember a straight-up magician. Mentalist, hypnotist.
Yep, that was very good.
But I don't remember the magician.
I don't like hypnotists. They freak me out. What are they doing?
We're not sure, but
I'm very skeptical, but there's two that I know for sure have it.
Josh and I became, I don't think we should call ourselves full-on believers, but I'll just say we've seen some things. And like Josh said, there were at least two where we could not explain what we were seeing.
No.
I didn't believe it until it happened to me.
You are totally the type. From our experience watching these mentalists and what's the other term again? I just said it.
Hypnotist?
From watching these mentalists and hypnotists in the past, Ashley, you are the friggin' type.
It happened to me at a Renaissance festival in Wisconsin. And I thought, all right, this isn't going to happen. But you kind of have to relax and believe that it's going to happen, they said, or else they won't be able to, like, mess with your mind. And it was me and a bunch of people up on stage. And I was like, all right, let's see if this is actually legit. And it scared me because it was like I was, like, trapped in my own body, but I had no control over my body. I eventually got myself out of it, I guess, because he was still going with everyone else on stage, and then, once you woke up, he'd dismiss you off the stage. And after that, I just didn't feel right.
Well, see, you were at a Renaissance festival in Wisconsin. That wasn't a hypnotist. That was roofies.
Yeah. The one that stands out the most, well, there's a couple. One involved me, and another at this restaurant I was talking about. There was an employee who worked at the restaurant, and he was like the coolest dude I'd met in a long time. Right? Kind of a tough guy, cool dude. The stuff he had him do, there's no way I can imagine in the 5 minutes I'd met him doing. Not to mention, I don't think anybody's that good of an actor where they could pretend that they were under somebody's spell.
Right. You're referring to that on-air episode we had, right?
Well, no, this was the same guy, but at the restaurant.
I wasn't.
Remember, you were there. Remember, he had this dude, like, I'm not sure exactly what his job was. I think he was a cook. He was sat in some guy's lap, and he was pulling, like, fake lice out of his hair and doing all this kind of weird stuff.
Okay. You knew the guy ahead of time?
Just from talking to him at the restaurant. I had met him before.
What convinced me that there's at least one or two hypnotists who are legitimate is when you and I, Josh, watched two of our coworkers who we worked with every single day be put under hypnosis and behave in a way that we know they are not capable of. There's no way
they couldn't have faked that.
They could have faked it. Neither one of them was terribly funny or creative in any way. But when they were put under hypnosis, my God, it was one of the greatest shows I'd ever seen in my life. That's what convinced me.
Me too.
Not when you see a group of strangers up there going, duh, under hypnosis, right? They're all supposedly asleep, and suddenly they're mimicking sex acts. I'm going to sit in the crowd and say, they worked this out ahead of time.
Totally agree.
In the example I'm talking about, 2 coworkers, worked with them every day, knew them very well. There's no way they were capable of doing what the hypnotist got them to do.
Well, and then the mentalist we had in, and I know there's tricks to this or whatever, but he had me name a place to go, meaning like on vacation, and a hotel room number. And there was one other thing I forgot. And then he pulled out of his shoe everything. He nailed it. And the hotel room number was a very personal number to me. It was the death of a loved one. And he got it. He got that. I said Hawaii was in my mind as a vacation destination. Probably what most people would say that, wouldn't you think? I'd imagine it's a very popular one.
Sure.
So that one I kind of threw away like, all right, that playing the odds, most people probably say that. But the hotel room number, for the life of me, I can't remember what the third was, but he nailed all 3. And again, he had it written on a piece of paper in his shoe. That was pretty impressive to me.
Really weird. By the way, Dustin has texted into the show. Our Luther Bloomington Kia text line is 651-989-9393, in case you don't already know. Dustin texted in to say, Cabin in the Woods sucked. Is that where Chris Hemsworth crashes a dirt bike into a force field? Yes. That's how it sounded. And he tries to jump a gorge on his dirt bike, and he's killed when he crashes into a force field. So the latest bit here is grown folks hiring magicians for a grown folks' birthday.
I've only just once have I ever hired any entertainment, and that was my 30th birthday party.
Oh, yeah.
We had a couple of bands that we were friends with. They played. But has anyone here ever hired entertainment? Maybe
No.
a DJ? Did you have a DJ for your 40th, Nick?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you hired at least once.
Yeah, it was a dude that we used to work with.
Right.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, hired a DJ once or twice.
Is there anything else?
Probably more than once hired a DJ
Have you?
for this or that.
One time for a buddy's birthday, he's kind of a socially awkward guy, so we thought, well, let's hire a clown to come make balloon animals because that would be hilarious and make him uncomfortable. And it was hilarious for the first 4 or 5 minutes. All of a sudden this clown's here. He's, honking the horn. He's making balloon animals. And then we realized we've got this guy for an hour. This is going to be a really long hour, and it got really uncomfortable.
It's one thing, I think, to hire entertainment. Are we counting strippers?
Oh, yeah. I would think so.
Then
Yeah.
we've certainly hired strippers a few times, and I got a great story about that.
I haven't done that.
Pardon me?
I have not done that.
It's one thing to hire entertainment, like, say, for a bar party, right? A DJ, a magician, a clown. But to have these folks come into your private home, for whatever reason, that paints a whole different picture. And that's what we're talking about here is grown folks hiring a magician to come into their home. I don't generally like strangers in my home. So just me personally, that paints a different picture.
Even if it was a friend's home, wouldn't you, I'd feel a little awkward. Like all of a sudden, the
If
clown
I was
or the
the-
magician, like I just go to I'm a guest. Even then, I'd feel kind of weird.
Yeah, I'd feel weird. This is the thing, trends come and go, as you know. TikTok is exploding with videos of party magicians putting on great shows in front of adults. And I suppose, yeah, a magician's a little bit different than a clown.
Definitely. Yeah.
This whole time, I guess I've been kind of comparing a magician or putting a magician and a clown on the same level. They're not on the same level. Clowns are for kids, in my opinion. No offense to any clowns in the listening audience. And
I'd imagine there's clowns that are agreeing with you.
Yeah,
and they're.
I'm guessing if you are a professional clown, yeah, you're not worried about 35-year-olds calling you for a gig. You're worried about families. That's how you make a living. A magician, I can see that being a lot of fun. Really, I just would never have them in my private home. That'd be too personal for me.
A clown using your toilet.
Yeah. Well, I
That is
was more
weird.
talking about magicians. But,
Okay, yeah.
I've seen a couple.
It's polite to take your shoes off, and I show up at Nick's house, and there's these big red clown shoes right by the door.
Josh says,
What the hell's going on
it looks
here?
like you've got company. I've seen a couple of street magicians who were very entertaining. Lit cigarettes. Where the hell did it go? You know what I mean? Takes a lit cigarette right out of my buddy's mouth. Weepity deep. It's gone. And it was just kind of, the shell game, all kinds of stuff. I've seen some
That's cool.
street entertainers who have put on some awesome shows.
That's so impressive to me.
For the shell game, my wife will make you some money. She dominates at that.
Jesus,
I don't think I've ever seen her miss.
Really?
Yeah, she's really, really good.
I get really serious when they put it up at sporting events.
Oh, yeah,
This is my time to
her
shine.
too. Yeah.
Take her ass. Well, the ones at the ball game with the baseball under the helmet, for God's sake, anybody can figure that out.
We were in Vegas, and she was doing great.
Take her to New Orleans.
They do a lot of that there, too.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I spent 2 hours on the sidewalk with some drug addict playing the shell game.
How'd you do?
I don't remember. I was very drunk, and this was 20 years ago. But a friend of mine had to pull me aside and say, look, you've had enough, and this guy is about to rob you.
They would get me so bad.
Oh, I had such a great time. I had a great time. It was so... All right. Here's your chance at some solid beer money through the 5K a day giveaway. First, punch in 95819 into your cellular telephone. Not our usual text number. I don't know how many times we got to say it, Josh. It's 95819.
Yeah, we want you to win.
Text a number. Text a national keyword, dollar, to 95819 right now. That's your chance to win. We'll text you back to confirm skis. Shady data and messaging rates may apply. If you text and drive, you might die in a car crash. Listen at 6, 10, noon, 2 p.m., and 6 p.m. for that 5K a day. Keyword.
Ashley, I didn't realize this. I know you're friends with Double D's. She's going to become an honest woman this weekend.
Yes, she
Finally,
is.
after all these years.
On Friday, happy wedding week. I am so excited to attend her wedding.
Are you going?
Yes,
get
very
an invite.
selfishly excited because it'll be our first night out together since having the baby. So
She said that they're having a cocktail hour, and they thought about hiring a magician just to have the magician mess with people that are attending the wedding.
oh, they should have done that. That would have been so cool.
Someone's getting married this weekend?
Double
Yeah.
D's Jesus.
Effing.
It's happening.
What a poor decision that is.
She's having one of those like fancy weddings too. I love that kind of stuff. Any excuse
what do you mean
to
fancy?
dress up. Well,
Like, where's it at? Or maybe you don't want to say. Like, what type of facility is it at?
when I looked it up, it looks like kind of like a ballroom type vibe.
So some like a place that a lot of weddings happen, that kind of thing.
Yeah. hmm
You know what? Real quick, to the person whose phone number ends with 4975, my mom is not a magician, and she's never made your D disappear. That is a rude way to start my morning. Shame on you.
God.
Shame on you.
Dang. No, we got one guy in our listening audience who is a scary clown. We were talking about clowns, home entertainment, magicians, the whole thing. Rochester Clown Jesus has sent me some pictures of the different characters that he portrays. Is this how you make your living? Rochester Clown Jesus, get back to me. He texted in with some of these pictures. Ashley, get a look at this. You're a grown person who's terrified of clowns. You're going to want to see the different characters this guy can make himself out to be. He says, I'm not a clown for kids, is his message. Tell me if you find that, Smashley.
All right, I'll try. There's a lot of text here. Wow, guys.
He's a 507er. That'll help you out.
All right.
Yeah, he's down there in Rochester. You see these, Cubby?
Yeah,
This guy can...
that's awesome.
This guy's got a real gimmick going
No
on.
kidding.
Here. Oh, for Pete's sake.
They want to glorify the fact that they're criminals. It's dumb. These guys are dumb. They deserve to be tossed under the jail just for being dumb.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show.
Who here has quit a job?
Well, I
Yeah.
guess I've quit every job before this one, technically.
Yeah, same here.
You were
Never
never...
like out of anger, just something came up or something better came along, school, that kind of thing.
Yeah, same with me.
Okay, so it was all, I believe the word is amicable.
Yeah.
Yeah, never rage quit or anything, but just moved on to the next thing.
Yep.
Well, you've never quit a job. You've been fired from all of them. Would you
yeah.
say that's a lot different?
It is.
That's the opposite, really.
Yeah. That's somebody quitting you.
Quitting on the idea of you.
Yeah, you're not a quitter.
I was going to go in that direction. When you've quit a job, was it ever a sudden thing where you upped and quit out of nowhere? Something angered you and you said, welp, that's it for me, but it sounds like the answer is no.
Oh, I guess maybe this counts. I just started working somewhere, so I maybe had like 3-4 shifts, and it was before
remember
the
that
4th
gig.
of July.
I remember that gig. That was miserable for you.
No, not that place.
Oh, the other miserable gig.
No, yeah, I think this was before I worked here. I'm not sure. But I got hired a couple weeks before the 4th of July, and I went in there one morning, and it was my last training shift, and they put up like what the schedule was going to be like for the next 2 weeks. And I went and checked it out, and I worked like every single day, all day, 4th of July weekend, and I thought, nah, that's just not going to work.
So
and I just walked out before anybody saw me for the day because I didn't want to talk to anybody.
You said nope.
Yep.
Walked out, never came back.
Yep. I was like,
Never answered
not
any
worth
more
it.
of their phone calls, nothing.
No.
Okay, so you have rage quit.
I was like, whatever. I'm not doing that.
Purple Belt Jesus said he's been off since April 7th from an injury, and he's dreading having to go back to work Tuesday. All he's done is hang out with the dogs, and he said it's been glorious.
Oh, I bet.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I quit one job, and I'm thinking of another now, but it was all amicable. I've never had and I was fired from a job or two. So it's never been bad blood. You suddenly just say, I can't take this anymore and walk out. If you've, how do they put it here? I mean, I suppose the wording they use here is irrational reasons people have quit their jobs. Would you call Ashley's reaction irrational, Josh? She sees the schedule, she sees it's terrible, and she just walks out. That does seem kind of irrational.
It was probably dramatic.
You did not have a conversation with anybody. Dramatic, irrational. Josh, do you remember? Text us if you've kind of upped and quit, if it's a good story. 651-989-9393. Or maybe looking back now, you'd say, well, that was kind of irrational. Josh, do you remember the kid here in the building when we changed format? This is many years ago. When we changed format from alternative rock, The Edge, to hard rock, 93X, there was one kid who worked in the promotions department, and he was paid. I remember, maybe you were in the hallway. I was in the hallway. This promotions kid gets the news that we flipped format to hard rock, and he said, I can't do this anymore. I cannot support hard rock. The kid
Wow.
was so passionate about Bush and Alanis Morissette and Beck and all the alternative rock. He more or less threw his papers up in the work and said, up into the air and said, I quit.
No more Marcy's Playground? I'm out of here.
Right, and I thought he was joking at first, but he never came back, and it was strictly over the format change, which happens.
All right, then.
And, if there's a format change here, a dramatic one someday, it's certainly something to consider. As an employee, I would consider if I would fit into that. And, of course, the bosses would consider whether or not I fit into the new format. But I don't think anything would happen where I would just suddenly say, well, I'm out.
Yeah, if they want to change format, okay. But there's
whatever.
There was a guy, and it's the guy that we've told the story many times that yelled, they're real about us one time. That guy quit because he said, we were both doing overnights. He did a portion of it, I did the other portion of it, and I came in, and I really enjoyed working with this guy, even though he was a little volatile. And he's like, you know what? I can't do it anymore. How many 5-minute guitar solos can a guy play? And he was into not just Foo Fighters was too heavy for him, or Marcy Playground you mentioned. That was a little too much. He was like into the independent rock that nobody's ever heard of.
Yes.
Outside of very passionate fans.
He was very underground.
Yeah, very underground.
Oh,
and he wasn't
edgy.
pretentious about it. I guess maybe I never took him as being a jerk or thinking he was better then. But, yeah, I'll never forget that line. He was tired of 5-minute guitar solos and said he's out.
That's funny. Now, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Got a text from a listener named Jared. I quit a job because the guy I worked with would eat chips all day with his mouth open.
Ooh.
That's the kind of thing.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I have a problem with that.
That's the kind of irrational reaction that I find very interesting. Most irrational reasons people have quit their jobs. Some of this stuff is, my damn. I mean, all right, I don't like people eating with their mouth open, but I don't know if I would, unless I already hated my job, I just needed one more reason.
Yeah.
And that's probably what happened here with Jared. Okay.
I agree. I bet that's what it was. That was just the final straw.
Some of this stuff, and maybe all of these examples are a final straw type of a situation. Here's someone who quit their job when they changed the coffee brand in the break room.
That sucks, I guess, yeah.
Another person quit their job suddenly when the bosses made everyone sing happy birthday to a coworker. He said, I hate forced joy. I quit.
It is awkward.
I've just never heard it phrased that way, but yeah, you're right. That force happy birthday to you.
So a lot of these cases are probably a last straw thing. A lot of them, at least, I'm going to assume you're a young person. You're not relying on this job for your future or providing for a family.
Yeah.
You're a younger person. You can up and do things like this.
I wonder if this is true. This person said it wasn't me, but my coworker quit because I farted and they walked into it. They were pissed.
Really?
That's one hell of a fart.
So why'd you leave your last job? Well, I walked through a fart.
Explain the gap in your resume.
I can't work there.
Dude, that's funny, too. A crop dusting forced me to switch careers. Okay, this must have been a young person. And I'm imagining they're working at a clothing retail store. The music playlist looped around every 90 minutes. Oh. The songs were torturing me like I was a prisoner of war.
Oh, when I worked it was my first job ever. It was like a little girl's clothing store. And the mixtape made me want to end it all. Oh, my God.
I can see how that would make you nuts
and
all day long.
it was around Christmas time, too. So bad.
Cutesy
so bad.
children's Christmas songs would force me to maybe choke out a complete stranger.
Yeah, actually, I'm in the same boat. When I worked at Camp Snoopy, one of my first jobs, Camp Snoopy for you young people out there, it's what they used to call Nickelodeon Universe back when it was really cool. Camp Snoopy ruled. But they played, it was a satellite radio mix of whatever the top 10 top 40 hits were at that time in the summer, and they played it on a loop, 1 hour loop every hour of your entire 8-hour shift. So you heard those songs a good 7-8 times a day, and oh man, when I hear those songs, I get some evil flashbacks.
You probably began unconsciously putting together some kind of a murder pack that you'd put in the trunk of your car
right.
in case you ever ran into the Backstreet Boys
exactly.
or something like that. Mm-hmm. Here's an individual. We're talking about irrational reasons people have quit their jobs, and I guess some of you would consider it irrational. Others would say, hey, that's good enough reason for me. It depends on who you are. One individual said the building he was working in eliminated air conditioning.
Oh, that would get me to quit real fast.
Yeah, 100%.
And this is hilarious. The individual says, look, it was July. I'm not Amish. A customer said to me, I looked like I hated my life. She was right, so I quit.
So sad. I'm sorry.
Again, 651-989-9393. If you have a quick little tale of quitting your job suddenly, like I said, irrational is a matter of opinion, I guess, whether or not you think your reason for quitting was irrational or not. But obviously, the more dramatic the story, the better. Oh, and we can't help it. We have to tell the story of a former coworker here he's passed on. You say the name. I don't want to say the name.
Well, I don't know what you're going to say afterwards, so I don't know if we want to give away the name.
The irrational quitting.
Oh, I was thinking of the one that actually passed on. Yes, Ross. Okay.
We've had a coworker that's actually passed on?
Yeah. So I thought perhaps that's who you were referring to.
No. I'm joking around, of course. I enjoy that joke. You tell it best when the dude irrationally quit, but then didn't.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wish I could remember what prompted this.
We were just having your typical
Was it an on
coworker.
or off-air thing?
I don't recall. You mean what started the
Yeah, what started it?
I don't remember. All I know is we were vehemently arguing.
Yeah, you guys were going at it.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if it was on air, off air, what it was, but you're going, and things were very heated. And when the mics went off, this is Ross, he stood up and was like, F you, Nick.
Called me an a-hole.
Called you an a-hole. He storms out, he opens the door, and you said, I'll see you Monday, knowing that he was not really going to
Which I knew
Sassy.
really pissed him off.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one made me sink in my chair a little bit. That was
See
so
you Monday.
And then about, I don't know, 5 seconds later, the door opens and here he is. I'm like, wow, it was even quicker than Monday. But he wasn't even embarrassed by this. He forgot his car keys. He got so mad and he stormed out that he didn't think to grab his car keys.
And
so
I
then
think-
he grabbed them, kicks the door open again, and says, F you, Nick,
Yeah.
and walked away.
Yep.
I don't know if I would have come back for the car keys. I think I might have just Ubered home at that point.
I would have
Yeah.
walked.
And who was the first guy in the building on Monday?
That was him.
That sumbitch. Here are some listeners who have texted in, 651-989-9393. You can always get a hold of us with that friggin' telephone number. Listeners who have dramatically, suddenly quit a job. And here's why. Quit my job at a fast food joint. I was only 15. The boss wanted me to clean up kid vomit. I handed the manager my name tag and I left immediately. Didn't want to mop up any puke.
We were talking about the ball pit the other day. Imagine the puke in the ball pit. How would you go about cleaning that up?
Yeah, I bet that took
Gross.
some skill.
Yeah.
I had to mop up puke a couple times when I was driving the Zamboni because I had to clean the stands at the end of the night, Josh.
When I worked at a movie theater, there was puke that had to be cleaned up. Kid usually eating too much candy of some sort.
Oh, I could never do that.
I'm not fat. I'm aerodynamic. Jesus quit a trucking job because they lowered the governed speed from 67 to 65.
Those 2 miles per hour made a
Are you
difference.
friggin' serious? Kid worked at a fast food joint. He was the lead cook. Made friends with all of his coworkers there at the fast
good.
food joint. Right. Mm-hmm. But one night, all of his coworkers were allowed to leave early, and they were going to Hooters. Our listener was not allowed to leave early. He had worked there for almost a year, but when he found out he was not going to be joining his coworkers at Hooters, he quit.
You can't
Yeah,
go to
I get it.
Hooters and not bring everybody.
I worked
It's
at the
rude.
same job. Here's a listener who says, I worked at the same job. I almost misrepresented this listener. I worked for 20 days straight at one point, says this listener. Then something or another happened on the job, and his boss told him to suck it up. And I said, no, you suck it up. And I walked out. Dana, you were mentioning earlier that you had a career in the entertainment business far before you got into radio. Mm-hmm. You were over there at Camp Snoopy.
Yes.
And you ran, what was the gimmick you ran again?
Like the Midway games,
Midway games.
You throw a ping pong ball into a floating dish of water.
Yeah.
Defies the laws of physics that would ever actually land in one of them.
Right.
Those types of things.
All right, here's a listener who also worked at the Mall of America at one point or another at the Mystery Mine Ride.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And they said, I got real tired of Free Ride by the Edgar Winter Group.
They played that one a lot, huh?
Playing over and come on and take a free ride.
Yeah, I bet that could drive you nuts.
That
during the
could.
Same song.
Definitely.
Chugged up plumber Jesus was doing some oil changes, hated his job. One day he was supposed to work, but he was offered mushrooms from a friend, so he no-showed and just quit that day.
I mean,
I got mushrooms.
yeah,
Sounds
rude to
like
say
a
no
lot
to
more
that.
fun.
Another listener who spent some time in the food service industry, Swanee. This is Swanee who texted in. He was running the fried chicken stand there at a grocery store or something. What does this say? 5 minutes to close. Fryer had already been cleaned. The boss comes in with his sister. The boss comes in with the boss's sister and demands that Swanee put together a 20-piece meal. Fryer had already been cleaned. 5 minutes to close. Goodbye, Swanee. He walked smooth out of the joint.
You know how the thing works, Swanee. I'm out.
You're the boss. Make your sister a friggin' 20-piece bucket on your own.
It'd be awful.
I do think he was trying to show how powerful he was to his sister. Look what I can make these guys do.
You're very skilled, Josh, at reading between the lines.
Unfortunately, I had a friend who did that not that scenario, but a very similar scenario. He worked a corporate for a restaurant. He liked to go in and lay down the law in front of other people.
In front of his friends and family
Exactly.
to show, hey, look, you guys,
was pretty douchey.
I'm running this operation.
Carpet Jesus quit a job in Woodbury because his buddy wanted to smoke a bowl, and he said, all right, I quit. I got a bowl to smoke. Mushrooms, marijuana.
I have two things. I have a buddy, and I have a bowl.
You know what I don't have anymore? A job. I quit.
We're discussing suddenly, dramatically, maybe even irrationally quitting a job. This sounds troubling. One of our listeners says, my boss always told jokes about his penis.
Worrisome, yeah.
And I couldn't do it anymore. So, after one of his famous end-of-meeting penis jokes, I went into his office and I quit.
Is that normal?
His famous end-of-meeting penis jokes.
Yeah, I guess he closed out a lot of meetings with a good dick joke.
And he probably rehearsed them ahead of time, like many times. Like, oh, I got to have a good one for tomorrow.
MacGyver Jesus said he's rage quit his current job 3 times. And every time when he did, he's gotten a raise when he got back. And so he said, I may possibly rage quit today. Yeah, a little extra summer money.
One of our listeners says, when I got hired, they promised me I would never work Super Bowl Sunday. But one day they sprung it on me, and I said, now remember our agreement? And they said, well, yeah, but we need you to show up. And I said, okay, goodbye.
Yeah, if you made that agreement, that's a nice agreement, too.
Yeah, it's funny how bosses can forget those things along the way. Like, oh, I don't remember that.
One of our listeners claims, and I believe them, they rage quit a job, and they said it was effing awesome. Here's what happened. They walked in with a terrible overhang. Boss started bitching at me right away. I just looked at her and said, you are a bitch.
Huh?
I then grabbed a huge stack of checks and I launched them up into the air. And I walked out. I like that kind of a dramatic exit. You
that's fun.
Sweep something off of a desk or tip something over. Some of you have done regretful things, but I bet it felt good in the moment.
Yeah, and it was probably a long time coming.
Long time coming.
Till that reality sets in a little bit later, and then you're like, oh, now what?
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
What in the actual are you guys doing?
On 93X.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning to get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here, and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit Progressive.com to see if you could save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states or situations.
AI agents are everywhere. automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Half-assed Morning Show 93X.
Our next guest is all set to answer any of your health questions. Dr. P. Jesus is in studio on day one of the spring edition of Ultimate F-Off Week. Hello, Dr. P, and welcome to F-Off Week.
Hey, great to be here for F-Off Week.
Yeah,
nice to have you. Looking good as always.
Oh, thank you.
Have you been outside playing a little pickleball? Looks like you got some.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit of lawn stuff too. You know, got a new tractor.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Lucky.
It's green.
That's awesome.
It's actually, it's a little small lawn sprinkler tractor that follows my hose, actually, you know.
You dick.
Yeah.
You got one of those cute little, yeah.
How fast can you get that bad boy cooking?
It's quite stationary.
It appears to go very slow. No, a big part of my lawn got all screwed up, and so So yes, I did finally buy one of those cheesy tractors. I wish I had a real tractor, but
yeah, me too. I don't have a lawn big enough for one, but it'd be awesome. Short but fat Jesus had a question, some medication. Maybe you can help out here. Let's see. Can you hold on. Can I ask my doctor to put me on a new medication for pain? They have Tylenol with codeine, and she's wondering, is that addictive?
Codeine is an opiate, so yeah, I mean it's related to morphine and all the other medications in that category. So yeah, it's easy to become dependent on codeine, just like any other medicine like that. I
had that once. I was prescribed that once.
Yeah, and it's there's a difference between dependence and addiction, and it gets complicated. But basically, any medication like that, if you keep taking it, you need more to get the same effect. And there's pretty good evidence these days that being on those types of medication, your pain levels increase over time.
Really?
There's an opioid epidemic at this point in the U.S. and maybe, I guess I don't know about the rest of the world, but in the U.S. where people obviously have access to various drugs, you hear about things being laced with much more potent opioids and people overdosing. So there's a huge push to really reduce people being on those chronically, if at all possible.
Anybody watch the Hulu show Dope Sick?
Never saw it.
Yep.
That was paints a pretty bleak picture about how that can just grab you and change your life completely.
Yeah. Folks will get hooked on drugs. They will.
So I guess I'm not sure she's asking about. I mean,
Tylenol with codeine specific. I thought that was pretty mild as far as that goes.
I mean, it depends on the dose a little bit. I mean,
that's what my doctor told me.
Yeah, I guess it is considered sort of a milder opioid. I don't think it's any less. You can still become dependent on it. So I have no idea what's going on with her pain. Usually, again, trying to prevent people from being on that long term is the goal. So
I try to stay away from drugs altogether. I don't even like to take Advil.
I try not to as well.
Oh, I miss being able to take real drugs.
I get my balls busted.
I mean, why, Nick? You just...
Oh, I don't know. I just don't like pills.
Yeah.
I don't like pills. You miss real drugs?
Being able to take real medication, yeah.
Why can't you take real medication?
Because the baby.
Oh, you're pregnant.
The only thing I'm allowed to take is like Tylenol or Benadryl. Like I'm convinced if I called them and was like, hey, I got stabbed and I'm bleeding out, they'd be like, oh, Tylenol. Just take some Tylenol.
They don't want you near anything.
Oh,
yeah, you can take Unisom too, though. That'll help you sleep through the stabbing.
Yeah, that's stuff. I've been on that stuff. Yeah,
it is true. You're quite limited in pregnancy. It's just they don't mostly because they don't like to experiment on pregnant women.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
Lots of things are not known whether they're particularly safe.
Here's a listener texting in about cholesterol. They are doing the carnivore diet. So it says here, can you ask the doctor his take on cholesterol, if it's good or bad for you? What do they mean by that?
Well, I guess, I mean, that's a good question. If you're measuring cholesterol levels in the blood, there's the bad cholesterol. This is the simplest way to look at it. The bad cholesterol is the LDL. The good cholesterol is the HDL. Triglycerides are the free fats. And various numbers of those can reflect pretty much what your diet is like, what your genetics are like, and can either increase or decrease your risk of heart disease, depending on what those are like. I mean, eating cholesterol does not, I think this is what they're talking about. Eating cholesterol does not directly affect your cholesterol. I mean, eating fats, which is cholesterol's in that, are processed, and it's a downstream thing. I mean, if you eat a higher fat diet, lots of red meat, your cholesterol numbers do tend to go to a more unfavorable panel, but it's not a direct correlation. But the carnivore diet, presumably that means, well, does that just mean meat? Do people do that?
Yeah, they do.
I mean, that's even more restrictive than, the Atkins diet, which is at least meat and dairy and some other things.
That's what it reminds me of. I think in the carnivore diet, it's a lot of red meat and eggs. A lot of eggs. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's debatable exactly what that'll do to your cholesterol, but it's certainly not going to help it.
Okay.
But again, you do need to separate cholesterol that you eat from cholesterol in your bloodstream based on how your body is processing the things you're eating. There's not a direct correlation. When you get cholesterol numbers from your doctor, they'll probably tell you, this looks okay, this looks bad, here's what you would do to work on it. Generally, changing to a lower fat diet, exercising more will hopefully decrease the bad cholesterol, increase the good cholesterol.
Fair enough.
Do you guys remember, I think it was in your stupid news, Nick, we had a story about a guy who was doing the carnivore, or a version of the carnivore diet, and he started cholesterol started coming out of his hands.
He turned pink.
He had changed color.
Yeah, he turned into his skin was the same color as raw meat, if I'm remembering the same story.
Yeah, he claimed that this was the diet he was following.
He was seeping out something, Josh. What was it like?
I mean, it could have been cholesterol. There are people, some people, I mean, I guess I haven't heard of that from dietary change. There are people that don't process fats right. Chylomicronemia, I believe, is what it's called. It's basically like free fats floating around your blood, but they'll get little vesicles around their eyes and all over the body.
From eating too much red meat.
Well, or just because they can't process cholesterol.
They can't process
I assume this person probably has some sort of a predisposition to that too.
That sucks.
They're turning the same color as their meal before they cooked it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I don't know why you'd want that goal. Unless you're trying to become food for a carnivore. I mean,
I'm going on safari.
Right, yeah. Wolves love me.
Dogs in the neighborhood, everybody.
Shawnee Be Good Jesus said, just this morning I cracked one off in the shower.
Good.
And they noticed some discoloring in the red to brown area.
I've been there.
44, first time I've ever seen something like that. Recently in for my yearly physical, all tests came back normal. Is it nothing to worry about, or do I need immediate medical attention?
There's no in between.
Yeah. Does not need immediate medical attention. So hematospermia, I believe, is what we're talking about, which is blood in the semen.
Right.
Question mark. No,
it's scary. It's scary the first time it happens.
Did you hear the part where he cracked one off in the shower?
I know. That's why I just wanted to make sure. I was sort of assuming I knew what that meant, and I think most people in the listening audience do. They also know what beating off men means.
Beating off 100 men.
Yeah, I heard that this morning, too.
By the way, who the hell rubs one out a guy before work? For God's sake, all I want to
Maybe
do.
he's a third shifter.
And he's 44 too. That's impressive.
Maybe he's a third shift. I was estimating if he's in the shower, he's readying himself for a day. I just want to crawl back into bed after that experience. So this is one dedicated worker right here.
Yes. But no, a small amount of blood in the semen is not terribly uncommon. It is. I mean, if it keeps happening, absolutely get in to be seen. But it's usually just. It's probably a tiny little blood vessel in the prostate or one of the seminal vesicles that is just, there's a little bit of blood. It doesn't take much to appear, obviously very abnormal. It is rarely a sign of anything bad.
So a little blood in the semen, you're not too worried.
Yeah.
What about the other way? If you cut your arm and some semen comes out.
Oh, no!
Is that bad?
Stay away from ladies who are not on birth control. And yeah, maybe get that looked.
I've never heard of that one. I've never heard of that one. Dr. P is our guest this morning. Dr. James Parnell, 651-989-9393. If you have a question you'd like to text his way. Dr. P, why does alcohol cause a, quote, beer belly? And we could go in a bunch of different directions here, really. I want to know why and how alcohol affects some people's noses. I want to know why alcohol affects some people's eyes and things like
faces, where they turn
faces.
red.
They bloat and turn red. But first off, why? I mean, it probably has to do with just simply calories, right? Why does alcohol cause a beer belly?
Yeah, it's typically a beer belly is in men.
And they've earned it.
They have earned it, right? Yeah, they've done well to create a shelf for their beer on their abdomen. I mean, so men tend to hold on to fat centrally, central obesity, as opposed to in the butt and thighs, which is where women tend to.
Yeah.
So that's one part of it. Yeah, beer. Beer does have a lot of carbohydrates, basically. So it's a lot of calories, and a lot of calories pretty fast, and your body just kind of stores that essentially.
Yeah.
So it's like you're storing energy.
That's where it goes. Yep.
I remember the first time someone told me it was a fuel tank for a love machine. I thought that was pretty fun.
My other favorite, Josh, is when guys say, hey, when you got a rig like this, you got to build a shed over it.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I don't think it helps that probably. So it could also be enlargement of liver that can, add to the beer belly.
Oh, kiss your ass goodbye at that point, right?
Well, if it's big, that's, you still got time. Once it gets big and then starts to scar and shrinks into cirrhosis, then you can kiss it
What
goodbye.
about some of those hard drinkers that get the red nose?
So usually they have rosacea probably, so it's a skin condition that men will often get later in life. I mean, women can get it too.
Okay.
But alcohol tends to make it worse. And like really chronic alcohol gives was it W.C. Fields? It's called, like rhinophyma, I think is the term, basically, where you get enlargement of the nose from, I think even Winston Churchill had that maybe. So it's not terribly uncommon, but yeah, that redness is sort of a genetic condition, and it just shows up that way. But the puffiness of the face, I think it's all just, way too many calories that your body can't do anything with.
One of my friends found out he was allergic to a certain type of alcohol because every time he would drink it, he would turn red-faced and get very hot. Found out he was allergic to a certain type of hooch. Now, one more real quick. What about when folks get that yellowing of the eyes? That pretty much means they're at death's door.
I mean, yellowing of the eyes is jaundice, if that's what you're thinking.
I thought that...
isn't that a failure or kidney or...
I mean, that's basically, that's related to liver failure.
Okay, maybe I have the wrong color. Maybe I thought if you're a really hard drinker, you can see a redness or a discoloration. I thought it was yellow but maybe I'm thinking of something completely different.
I mean, you might be. I mean, again, jaundice is a sign of, your liver is not processing bile anymore.
That must be it.
And that's, you are in trouble then. I mean, something major
I had
going on.
Good friend who had hepatitis.
Mm-hmm.
And passed away, turned yellow eyes.
Died of hepatitis?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I mean, it obviously looks bizarre. I mean, it's not a normal variation of color.
Yeah, it's not subtle.
So I'll look up what you're talking about. I'm not...
don't worry about it.
I'm not sure that is what you're thinking of. But.
That's just you know what it was, Dr. P? It was the liquor talking.
Here's a libido question for you from a 37-year-old. My libido is higher these days than even in my teens and 20s. Is that normal? I find it quite annoying.
This is a man or a woman?
Doesn't say. I couldn't tell you.
Oh.
Yeah, because they say a woman, well, the word on the street is that you get a higher sex drive.
In the 30s.
Yeah.
For women, that's
30s.
totally normal.
Yeah, and it sucks because that's when men start to go the other way. So.
Well, this guy's in his 30s?
A guy or girl, yes, 37.
Yeah, you guys said it. I mean, I think I don't know why exactly that happens with women. I mean, I don't think estrogen levels are higher in your 30s, but it does seem like women tend to go that direction.
He's a guy.
He's a guy.
He just got back to us.
Yeah.
When I was in my 30s, I was probably at my peak there, too.
My late 20s, early 30s was the sluttiest years of my life.
Yeah, I don't think it's unusual.
No, not at all. Between 35 and 40, I was a sick animal.
It may just, I think maybe, well, obviously the experience of being a teenager, it's all new, and you don't have a whole lot going on. You don't have a job. You don't, so it, in retrospect, it may seem like your drive was even more than it was, but no, I don't. I mean, I can't think of a single medical condition in a man that's going to make your sex drive higher that you need to go to the doctor for.
Maybe he got some hot new neighbors or something like that.
Yeah, but truly, I mean,
I would say there's nothing unusual about that.
No, like a testosterone secreting tumor. No, I don't. That would be weird.
So you're not too worried about it?
No. Use protection.
Oh, no, Dr. PG's, as one of our listeners has, as they put it here in their text machine, got the shingles.
Oh, I heard that's so painful.
Ever since I turned 50, some pharmacies have been texting me saying, hey, get your shingles vaccine.
You should. And I keep putting it off. I forget about it every friggin' time.
I'm going to do it. I went once and there was a problem with insurance or something. But
Okay.
I've heard it's a terrible thing. So this listener says, I got the shingles 2 weeks ago. In your professional opinion, how much longer till the itching stops? It's super uncomfortable. That they don't mention if they're medicating themselves in any way, but just maybe he's asking in general, how long does a case of shingles stick around for a pimp?
Sure. So shingles, just to remind people, is the chickenpox virus. At least historically, people our age had it as a kid.
Right.
We got it from other people.
Yep.
I hated the chicken pox.
I had a breeze when I had it, so go ahead.
Yeah, and viruses, it seems weird, but they can hang out in your body in a dormant state for decades.
Yeah.
And they do, and usually it's in sort of an area of nerves along the spine. And then at some point when you're older, maybe because you're stressed or your immune system's not quite up to snuff, the virus sort of, because you develop antibodies when you first have chickenpox, those sort of keep that virus suppressed. That's why if your immune system isn't working quite right, the virus says, hey, let's party.
Remember me?
And it starts replicating and spreading along the course of a nerve, and it erupts onto the skin. So you get a rash that looks like chickenpox, sort of red with little fluid-filled vesicles. And there's pain, and it's nerve pain, which is weird.
My dad had it, and he was miserable.
Yeah, because it's not... The patients I've seen over the years, usually you get pain actually before you get the rash, and people will be like, "Man, I must have broken a rib or strained something, or what is going on here?"
A buddy of mine had that exact experience,
and it hurts so much, and yet you didn't do anything, and you can push on it doesn't hurt,
right?
And then the rash sort of shows up. So it's a unique kind of pain. It's usually, it's burning, tingling, shooting, and just bad.
Sounds awful.
Yeah, and then the rash will erupt. If you realize it's happening, or if you get in early, you can be put on some antiviral medication that will shorten the course of the whole experience.
This person says it made its way down to his manhood. Oh. That can happen, huh? Or maybe he had something else at the same time.
I mean, that's a little, because usually, typically it's called a dermatome. It's in the path of a nerve. Where on the skin a nerve innervates, basically. So it's usually like wrapping around your torso, or it could wrap around your waist, and I guess into your, what did he say again?
His manhood.
That's an unusual spot.
It
can happen up on your head and face, and that can be very concerning because of eye problems. So if you get put on medication, it'll shorten the course. Even if you don't, The rash usually lasts for probably, well, the vesicles last for days to maybe a week. Then they start to dry up. When they're dried up, you're no longer kind of actively producing virus, essentially.
Probably looking at a rough month then.
At least, yeah. Some people will have that pain going on for, months, and sometimes people have pain forever. I mean, that's really why there's a shingle vaccine, because as the older you get, the more severe cases of shingles tend to be, and the more likely you are to have, it's called post-herpetic neuralgia.
Never heard of anyone having shingles on their rod.
No.
I haven't either. I mean,
right after I spent the weekend with this married woman up in Little Falls.
Right. So that's a question. Being diagnosed with shingles is usually a good idea, because you don't want to just assume. It's almost always on one side of the body.
Yeah.
It is exceedingly rare. It wouldn't normally be in the midline, and it wouldn't normally be wrapping around both sides. So
you just gave a guy a heads up on a terrible STD he recently caught.
He might have something different.
A 38-year-old female wants to know, do I have to wait until I'm 50 to get the vaccine? That's what they told me at the pharmacy.
I mean, that's the recommendation, from the vaccine folks. Usually that's what I think insurances require you to be 50. And it's because basically, after 50 it's presumed that your immune or your antibodies against the chickenpox virus are waning. And again, as the older you get, the more severe shingles tends to be. So that's the age that's been picked. I think when the shingles vaccine, when it first came out, was a little older. There's been a couple different ones over time, I think. Am I getting that all mixed up? No, but
one more quick shingles question. If you had really bad chickenpox as a kid, is that foreshadowing for shingles? Because I had a cakewalk when I had chickenpox. It wasn't no thing but a chicken wing, the whole thing. My brother and sister were just mangled. They could barely move.
That's a good question. I would actually think, if anything, it's the opposite.
No.
Yeah. Sorry, I was going to say, do you want to hear this, Nick?
I was feeling pretty.
Did you get any pock marks at all?
No.
Yeah, I got a couple.
It was a cake.
Yeah,
I danced
same here.
my way through chickenpox when I was a kid. Everyone else in the family was just laid out suffering.
The only reason I say that is because if you have a more severe case, your body probably puts up a much more vigorous antibody or immune response. So you have more antibodies long term. But I could look that up quick. I've never heard
You can
of
look
that.
it up.
But yeah, milder would tend to suggest, your body didn't have to fight it off too much. And
all right. Yes, my friends. Our doctor is here, Dr. James Parnell, otherwise known as Dr. P. Jesus. We got to wrap this deal up right quick, but we can squeeze in a couple more questions for the man from our glorious listening audience. A dark question, Dr. P. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
In your career, a listener wants to know, have you ever performed any amputations? And if so, what did you cut off?
I mean, I guess you could consider this an amputation. I mean, it's not very common these days, and it's certainly not done generally by your family doctor.
Right.
If they recommend it, you might want to get a second opinion. If they're talking about doing an office amputation,
I'll hack that thing right here, man.
You know what? Let me call in the nurse. We'll just cut it off. Yeah, we'll just cut it off.
You hate that toenail fungus. Let's just get rid of those toes. Yeah. In the emergency room when I was a resident, somebody had a rough interaction with a lawnmower. And yes,
I had a friend who had a rough interaction with a snowblower.
Oh yeah, that's even. I feel like that's worse because of maybe it pulls you in. The mower kind of chops. But
it's weird though. So he was a kid.
Yeah.
We were maybe 4th grade, and so like you said, it sucked them in, but their skin was never broken, but he broke almost every bone in his foot. It was just a bag of bones.
That's true. A snowblower doesn't really have sharp edges.
It was because it went like between the blades.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it went.
What did you cut off?
I had to cut off the end of his finger.
Oh.
Yep, because it was that part wasn't going to survive. So yeah, you use a little.
It's kind of fun.
Use a little tool called a rongeur. It's basically like a huge nail clipper.
Yeah.
And I still remember the sound and the feel of it.
Oh.
Yeah. Thankfully, amputations don't have to be done a whole lot. And generally, if they are done, obviously, in an operating room, not on a picnic table next to a, battlefield like it used to be done. Which when I think about,
a picnic table
war
next to
and being a doctor or a medic before honestly, anywhere really, but yeah, they used to just carry on their saws and
You never know when you got to cut off a leg.
Yeah.
What a
Brutal.
gig.
I have a couple follow-up things about shingles, just really quick.
Shingles.
The severity of your chickenpox does not appear to directly correlate at all to severity or timing of shingles. So
whether you get it or not.
Yeah, or how bad it's going to be.
All right.
And then the other thing I should have clarified is, so for people who are otherwise healthy, don't have significant medical problems, 50 is the age when you get the vaccine. If you're immunocompromised because of a chronic medical condition, because of a transplant, chemotherapy, things like that, then it can be done really after age 18 anytime. Because if your immune system is suppressed, then you're more likely to get episodes of shingles. And honestly, those people can end up getting it multiple times, really, because their immune system's not responding correctly.
What a nightmare.
Wayland for Life has one more text on shingles.
Yeah.
Do you recommend the original 3-tab or the architectural? He's going to put a new roof on his house, and he's looking for your opinion.
Go for architectural. I think it's a nice look, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Friggin' unbelievable. We got to get going, Dr. P.
Ooh, it always goes so fast.
It does.
Yep.
Because we had a lot of fun, and you're always very informative and friendly, and by damn, we look forward to a couple weeks from now when we will meet again.
Always good to be here. Thanks.
Thanks, dude.
Half-assed morning show.
They're loud, they lose control, they do their little circus act, they're a nuisance.
93X.
Welcome back to the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. He's all set and ready to roll. Dr. P. Jesus as our guest. Nice to see you again, Dr. P.
You too.
Anything going on?
Oh, no. Bring me questions.
Oh,
Yes.
the questions are coming in.
Good.
The man needs... But first off, I just want to know what's new with you, anything happening, anything you want to tell us?
I was sitting out there thinking about the last couple weeks, and do you guys remember last weekend and the smoke from Canada? How
Yes.
bad that was?
Yes.
How did that affect all of you?
I did not notice a thing because I'm usually indoors.
I was struggling.
I mowed the lawn and I didn't notice too much.
Really?
I was outdoors a lot last weekend, Dr. P, and it doesn't bother me, not even a little bit. So, where were you going with that?
Normally it doesn't bother me either, but last weekend I was struggling on Saturday, I think. It was warm.
That was the worst of the two, right?
My eyes were burning, and I really was having trouble breathing.
Maybe because I grew up with cigarette smokers. It doesn't do a damn thing to me.
It could be, yeah. But so it's amazing. It's so weird when you open the door and you're like, oh, who's having a campfire in my lawn?
Well, I know some of the neighborhood kids were out playing, and they mentioned that they had sore throats and their eyes were kind of itchy.
Yeah, I've never had that where my eyes were burning, but I was just reading about it a little bit, and there's like 300 fires active in Canada, and most of them they just let burn.
Get it together, Canada.
I know, but there's some. Apparently, you can have a thing called zombie fires. Have you heard of that?
No, I'm interested.
Supposedly, the heat of these fires can get so intense that areas will be hot, and then it'll snow on them, and it basically insulates a little smoldering debris over the winter, which then catches fire again in the spring.
That is nuts.
So they said there's fires from 2023 that are still burning.
That keep reigniting.
Yeah. That sounds insane, but
I've never heard of such a thing.
What I hear all the time is, if you're a compromised individual, don't step out into this stuff. What are some of the things? Who are some of the folks that should look out?
Yeah, I mean, mostly people with asthma.
I'll give you asthma.
So basically people with asthma, COPD, or emphysema. Yeah, that's the main thing. And so those people, it probably is good they put those. I was a little confused when they had those signs about air quality bad, shorten your trips. I didn't know whether they meant adding more pollution, but I think it's just you shouldn't be outside if you've got any of those things. They do talk
I saw people working outdoors with like sweatshirts basically around their mouths.
Yeah. No, it's apparently it's amazingly fine particles that are in that smoke that are quite troublesome.
Well,
I got yelled at for...
You'd be fine. F-I-N-E, fine.
I got yelled at for being outside that weekend.
Who yelled at you?
A family member. They were like, you should not, because it's already hard for me to breathe. in general. So
Yeah.
it adds to it.
I love the wildfires because back to Josh's point, gives me an excuse not to go outside.
You don't need an excuse.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes it's helpful just to have one. Oh, yeah, I'd love to go to the lake, but, wildfires.
Left-handed specialist Jesus got new lungs 9 months ago. Took the dog out one morning. The air was so bad, he could feel it right away.
Yeah.
So
Got
didn't leave the
new
house for those
lungs.
days.
Lung transplant? Is that what he's saying?
I'm assuming, or did they
So
sell
he needs-
those somewhere?
He needs to be cautious.
You kind of dropped that like, I got a new pair of shoes the other day.
Yeah, so there are certainly, and I think older folks, and it's it's a little scary when you think about it.
Yeah, the older folks.
Well, Dana mentioned a lake.
Yeah.
Dozer Daddy Jesus said his son went swimming 2 days ago, said it's like the water never came out of his ear. He said it still sounds muffled, and he can't hear normally. Should I bring him in, or is there some remedy I could try and fix it?
I hate that.
Did he say how old he was?
No.
No. I would say, most commonly with if you are in the lake, you get water in your ear, basically gets trapped behind wax. I mean, that's typically what happens, I would say. And it's hard for it to come out because it's sort of sitting between the wax and your eardrum. I mean, they sell drops that help dissolve wax, and there's also drops that help kind of disperse water. And you could try those.
I've had bad luck with those. They've made it worse for me.
I mean, if there's a ton of wax in there, you're basically just putting more fluid in there, which may not be helpful. So I'd say it's how distressing it is for the kid. If they're in pain or if they really can't hear, you probably want to get in. But you could try wax drops. You really don't want to, as your grandmother said, you don't want to put anything in your ear smaller than your elbow. I don't know if
I never heard the elbow part of that.
What?
Maybe I
You have to have pretty
misunderstood
big
that.
ears.
No, I think that is it. But
17. I'm sorry to interrupt. 17 years old. He just got back
17.
to us.
Okay, then you could definitely play around with that a little bit. But people go for Q-tips, but ultimately what that usually does in this situation is jam the wax in there further and probably not help at all.
I like bobby pins, pen caps.
Josh, can
Feels so
sharp
good,
things.
though.
you tell us your earwax machine story? Because I find it fascinating.
Machine or the
earwax sucking machine. Didn't you see one of those in action? Like my godson had
Oh no, it wasn't a machine. It was just a spray bottle with warm water. So they put some of those drops in, and they had them just kind of sit for a little bit. And it was really annoying because I had to talk to him, and it was, oh my god.
Oh, jeez.
It was worse for me. That was the side effect. And so then they sit him up, and they just sprayed this water bottle into his ear and held like a container underneath, and it was disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, it just naturally poured out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I mean,
I don't like this.
The classic thing we would do is take a huge syringe. I mean, there's no needle, but you just like a 30cc syringe or 60cc syringe and just flush. But there's a company that makes a spray bottle that does have a particular tip that kind of disperses it, and it's another way to do it. So, I mean...
It was like warm water.
But you had to watch earwax ooze out of your son's ear.
There was so much.
And how much did he fill up a 2-gallon bucket? Or
five gallon.
Dude.
Wow.
5-gallon bucket?
Is it kind of like a neti pot, Dr. P?
Well, you don't pour it, but I mean, it's flushing like that. A neti pot probably could work, but I don't know that I would stick it in my nose. After
I tried the stick the thing in your ear and light it on fire gimmick.
Yeah.
Candle?
Candle. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't. Well, I don't know. It was. That's
what they call them, earwax candles.
Okay, it was a cylinder shaped.
Like a.
Yeah, like
you
a
know what
big
I'm
joint,
talking about?
A big joint.
Yeah, like a big joint.
Yeah, I think that it
And that worked a little bit.
It did?
Yeah.
My understanding is that's complete BS, but...
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. But
it gathered up just a little bit of wax. I thought, of course, it would be anyway.
But no, people, it's actually... It can really change your life when you see how much wax comes out of an ear. It's sort of like the mysteries of the universe. Like, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That was
yeah, my brother got it done, and my mom was there for it, and she said it was like a ball bigger than a quarter.
Like a shot put.
It was just huge. She said it was
sounds gross,
so gross.
but I think it would also be interesting to see.
I bet it would feel so good.
Probably.
I guarantee there's videos online, so go check that out.
Oh, there must be.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Our guest is Dr. P. Jesus, taking questions from our listening audience, 651-989-9393. By the way, back to real quick, Dr. P brought up the fires in Canada causing all the smoke, and old people are dropping all over town. But Baudette Fishing Guy Jesus, if you know where Baudette is, way the hell up there on the border. Baudette Fishing Guy Jesus says they've had ash falling from the sky up there.
Oh, that's terrifying.
From the fire.
Wow.
Anyway, here's a listener who bent over to pick up some toys for his puppies, and the dogs jumped on him and kind of threw them all kitty-wampus. He was extending his arm to pick up some toys for his puppies. He overextended his arm. He heard a pop. And now his bicep bulges.
Oh, up high?
In a funny spot, yeah. And it's very painful. It's been over a week. What type of specialist would I see for this?
Yeah, he tore his biceps tendon.
Tore his bicep.
Man, that's a lame way to do it.
Yeah, you got to come up with a story.
I bet I'd do it, stupid.
He needs to say he was rescuing a 150-pound dog.
Or arm wrestling Brock Lesnar or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the classic. It's usually a snap kind of thing. But I mean, basically, you tear the tendon that goes into the lower arm, and the biceps just goes whoop.
It rolls up like a damn drapes.
Yeah, it's not attached to anything. So it's already been a week. I mean, you want to get in to see an orthopedic surgeon as soon as you can, because ideally you want that reattached if possible. Depends a little how old you are, depends how long it's been, a number of things. But
I bet those puppies didn't give 2 pumps that you would just pop your bicep.
No chance.
I have heard it. I mean, it is weird that you would think, how could that possibly happen from just something mild? But oftentimes people who are, even pretty fit, it's probably sort of like tearing Achilles tendon, like where you probably have some degree of chronic problems with the tendon. And so people have biceps tendonitis or tendinosis, whatever you want to call it. And it just sort of lets go. But yep, that's what happened.
Hey, does mine look in place when I do this, when I flex it like this? It looks pretty good, doesn't it, John?
That's really good.
Wow.
It's right where
Heck
where it's supposed to be.
That thing rules.
That's impressive.
Thank you.
Nick was saying earlier he got stung by a bee. This is a text from Rambling Jesus. He actually sent in a photo of his wife, Hubba Hubba. She got stung on the eyelid by a bee on Saturday, a ground bee, he called it. No longer painful, no vision loss when she opens her eye or anything.
Oh.
But you're looking at it?
Oh, girl.
But it started oozing over the night. Anything she could do at home or she go in?
Here, Dr. P.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that looks painful. Really nice eyebrows.
First, we all agree Hubba Hubba, right? Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Ashley, they are on point.
Perfect.
Yeah. This was 2 days ago? Is that what they said? Saturday?
Saturday, yes.
Oh, I want to put like an ice pack on it for her.
Is it red? That's what I'm trying to see.
Yes, it looks
a little red, yeah.
It kind of looks like she got punched.
Yeah. I mean, if it's oozing something, then there may be an infection, because I would normally expect it to do that pretty quick.
Oh my God!
Do that quickly and then start subsiding. I mean, using some ice on it certainly is a good idea, but
is it her fault? Did she do something wrong?
Probably.
Yes.
I mean, some sort of sinful behavior. But
She looks like she got punched in the eye socket.
She does. Yeah.
I saw the picture first, and that's what I was afraid of. Like, oh no, somebody got punched, but she's got stung.
I mean, it happens, but hopefully that's not true. Hopefully it's a bee. But
she's been icing it a lot. He said. He just got back to us, Rambling Jesus.
Yeah, I would get in to see somebody, because that does. I mean, basically, what we're seeing in this image is her whole eyelid and sort of eye socket area looks very red and swollen. And so the concern is it only the lid at this point, or is it turning into like a periorbital cellulitis, which essentially
just going to say that
can turn into an orbital cellulitis, which I'm sure you were going to say as well. And then that's bad.
Cellulitis is not good.
No, I mean, it's an infection, involving the tissues under the surface of the skin. But yeah, if it's oozing something, I mean, that could just be fluid, because maybe at the puncture site. But yeah, you don't want to fool around with that.
I think that
go
bee
in, you're saying?
Go in there and
go to urgent care.
Pull the eyelid open and have the. I think that bee had an STD or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess depending on there could be a stinger or something still.
Herpes
stinger.
Yeah.
I know
ground herpes is very, very virulent. Yes.
I got stung yesterday right under my my delicious left armpit by a bee, and it hurt like hell. I know we've talked hernias up and down.
Yeah.
In your past visits, Dr. P. But this one sounded a little different to me, so I thought I'd throw it your way. A listener says, I recently found out that I have a herniated belly button.
Oh, is it a woman? Was she ever pregnant? I heard that's common.
I don't know what flavor we're dealing with here, Ashley. What causes it, and what do I do about a herniated belly button?
I mean, it's an umbilical hernia, so it's. I guess I've never heard it called a herniated belly button, but I mean, it's basically a hernia right where your umbilicus was. I mean, it's not too uncommon. And
my wife has one.
Yeah, I'd say most of the time you don't really need to do anything about it.
Your wife has a what?
Herniated belly, right above her belly button.
So her belly button sticks out?
No, it's right above it.
Like a little, it looks like a little pee-pee?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's usually not right the belly button. It's next to it.
And she urinates out of it.
Oh man.
Wait, now that I think about it,
maybe there's something else going on.
my wife is a man.
Oh, wow. Well, that sort of opens up the world. Yeah, so normally if they're small, you don't, I mean, basically with any hernias, you tip, I'm trying to think.
It's a gentleman, if that makes a difference. He just got back to us.
Okay.
It's a dude. He's got a herniated belly button.
Probably doesn't matter, but most hernias you really can observe because if they are annoying you, you can get them fixed. But otherwise, they're pretty benign. If you ever have terrible pain and you're throwing up or something like that, then we worry about an incarcerated hernia, which is not prison, but it is stuck. But it basically the stuff from inside kind of goes out the hole and gets stuck, and then the blood supply is cut off. So that's bad.
But this guy's going to look silly if he puts on a tank top.
I mean,
He does say it's weird looking.
I mean, so sometimes they can get so large that, especially with the umbilical hernia, you do anything. You go from laying down to sitting. You stand up out of a chair. You cough. The thing is, really protuberant. So it can be fixed with typically mesh the same way that inguinal hernias and other hernias are
What
fixed.
if he shoots it in the car door?
Just push it back in.
Would that hurt?
That would hurt.
Okay.
That would hurt. Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, God. All right. We got to take a break, but we welcome more questions at 651-989-9393 for our guest, Dr. P. Jesus. He's got all kinds of answers for you if you got something wrong with your sexy body. Josh found out that his wife is a man just minutes ago.
She's a very nice guy.
Yeah. You know what? I know. That's why I married him.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, Dr. P. Jesus is with us. Earlier in the segment, someone said something about asthma, and I said, I'll give you asthma, which is a line from Caddyshack. Now, we got a great question here. Got a great question that says, in the movie Caddyshack, Judge Smale's grandson, Spaulding.
Okay.
He turns down an invitation to go golfing with his grandfather because of his asthma. He says, I'm not playing golf today, Grandpa. I'm playing tennis. The question is, wouldn't tennis be worse for his asthma than golf?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's in that we have to throw that scene. We have to delete that scene from the movie.
Or did he just not want to play golf with Grandpa?
That's probably it, right?
I'll have to go watch that.
Our listener
Maybe that's
said,
the joke.
Makes no sense.
Our
Yeah, I
listener
think it
says, I've always had a problem with that scene from the movie. Maybe Dr. P can chime in.
Unless, I think it is the kid basically coming up with a terrible excuse not to go play golf.
Okay, so that's what
that could be the joke.
Because obviously playing tennis would be way worse for his asthma than playing.
Totally.
Okay, all right.
Digging in Dirt, she just said she's heard about mammogram machines that don't, quote, squish your tatas.
Oh.
How readily available are they? Where would I go to find facilities that have them? And are there any reliability differences between the traditional one and this less ouchy one?
Yeah, I guess I'm not familiar with any type of mammogram that would be considered standard and valid that doesn't essentially press the breast between two plates.
I informed a man this weekend about, I showed him a picture of what they do to your boob.
Yeah.
And he was just at a loss for words.
Yeah.
My wife goes to a truck for that. Is that legit?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, right.
Well, just a truck in a parking lot?
You can get a taco as you get your mammogram. No, that's actually, I know Park Nicollet has one, like Mama Go-Go.
That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, we talked about that.
That's the one, I believe.
But yeah, so the thing is that mammograms are, they've been around for a long time, and the process of pressing the breast like that creates hopefully what's sort of a standard image mammogram. And that's what the radiologist is reading. So if there's some other imaging that doesn't do that, you can't really compare it to other mammograms. And so, I mean, mammograms are really difficult to read.
What about a breast CT?
Breast CT is not done that much. Breast MRI is done sometimes if there's a suspicious area and it's part of a cancer workup. Some women who having very, very dense breasts, which makes mammograms really hard to read. X-rays are just, grays, and the X-rays are great at seeing bone, but soft tissue is very difficult to evaluate. So, again, it's sort of it's an art and a science. But yeah, that the standardized compression of the breast as much as possible allows them to read it accurately and decide whether it looks fine, whether there's any areas that are even remotely suspicious that they would suggest an ultrasound or suggest a follow-up in a short period of time.
Miserable.
I mean, it's one of those things probably invented by a guy.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't.
They squeeze that sumbitch down they turn it to dust.
Oh, it looks so bad. I'm so afraid.
If it makes women feel better, like if a guy has a lump or something and there's any concern, he has to have the same thing done.
It's a mammogram.
You talking about for a guy's nuts?
No, for breast cancer.
Oh, male breast cancer.
Yeah, so they
that's got to be harder because for most men, there's not much to work with there.
Jam it in there and squish it.
It's like a little bit of skin.
God help us.
And it's usually women running the machine, so I'm sure they do that.
Oh, yeah. That's revenge right there.
Yeah.
What gets you there as a guy? Like, how would they? Because that's not obviously with women, it's a part of maybe a normal thing. With guys, what do they?
I mean, if it's a palpable lump, basically.
So you look for a lump. Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the most common thing. If there's redness or, what maybe seemed like an infection, nipple drainage. A bloody nipple discharge.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go somewhere else. Let's get away from this.
But yeah, so yeah, usually a lump.
This is a scary question, Dr. P, for you right here. I'm 23 years old. I feel a hard bump on my humerus. Is that a leg bone?
No, it's in the arm.
Arm bone.
Is that your funny bone?
No, it's the upper arm.
Oh,
okay,
no.
upper arm.
That's right.
I'm 20.
Connects to the radius. Radius is part of the.
I started singing that in my head.
Yeah.
I'm 23 years old. I have a hard bump on my humerus about the size of a water bottle cap. It doesn't hurt. I can't move it. Could this be bone cancer?
I
hope the answer is no.
The size of a bottle cap?
Bottle cap.
Yeah. I mean, that's unusual. It could be. I'm trying to think of benign things that would show up suddenly from that.
Yeah, what the hell would that be?
Yeah, I mean, there are some. There are bone cysts. There are a variety of things that can grow in bone that aren't cancer, but there's also bone cancer. So yeah, that's absolutely, you don't want to delay getting that looked at. It would be initially an X-ray and an exam, and then almost certainly, some more advanced imaging with CT or MRI to. If there was ever an injury there,
sure.
But yeah, especially if you can't move it, honestly, because if it's mobile, that tends to be something more benign. I mean, although if it's fixed to the bone, it's probably not going to be mobile. But yeah, don't ignore that.
Don't sleep on that deal.
To go back to breasts, we're getting a lot of texts like this one from Sped Parashizis said, tell women always get their mammograms. She found cancer early, 10 years cancer-free later this year.
Great to hear.
They also did an ultrasound and MRI-assisted biopsy.
Yep.
And a lot of women are texting in saying pretty much the same thing. Make sure you do it.
Yeah, it's, obviously, it is, it's not a comfortable procedure. I can see how women, especially if they've had it once, would be like, I don't want to go do that again. But it is, it's about the most effective screening program that we have, I would say, in terms of catching stuff early and hopefully saving lives.
Yeah, it sucks to go through it, but in the end, it's likely going to be worth it.
Yeah.
Likely going to be worth it. Well, I'll be damned. We've run out of time.
Yeah, please get your mammograms.
One more here real quick, if you don't mind.
Sure.
I've been taking Adderall for a while for ADHD. Lately, I've noticed it either does absolutely nothing or I feel like I've smoked crack rocks.
Mm.
Is the medication inconsistent?
Well, I mean, that's hard to say. Crack rocks, jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, when you have attention deficit
Are you
disorder,
thinking back to that sensation?
yeah,
when you
like
first
man,
smoked?
that didn't feel good, did it?
Yeah.
No, I mean, with ADD and taking a stimulant like Adderall, which again is an alternative to Ritalin and other things, most people with ADD don't feel energized or jazzed. You feel calmer and focused. So something's wrong. But if they also, so maybe they don't really have ADD because they're either not feeling anything or they're feeling high.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's lots of generic manufacturers. Generally, generic manufacturers are legit, especially if you get it from a regular pharmacy. If you're getting it from some weird thing online,
that same truck where Josh's wife gets her mammogram.
Tacos, Adderall, and a mammogram.
Oh, I got an update on my wife, just real quick, if I can interject. I was wrong on the location of the hernia. We were afraid maybe my wife had a penis.
Yeah.
It turns out it's right above her balls. So
No, you're good then.
definitely a girl.
Sorry. Oh God. Okay, well, we're just talking about
It doesn't matter. We're out of time.
Okay, but
the guy with the crack rocks Adderall.
Oh yeah. So something's not right. So
Yeah.
I mean, talk to the person who's prescribing it, and
Talk to your seller.
talk to your dealer.
Your
right?
dealer.
Yeah, something's not right. The dose, the medication, or the diagnosis.
You done good. Woo. You done good, Dr.
Thank
P.
you, as always.
Thanks again, and we'll see your carcass in here in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good.
Very nice to see you.
There's a douchiness to them. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning to get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here, and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Kevin Harlan here. This Black Friday, Prime is taking over with an incredible day of live sports. Black Friday football is at the center of it all, with the Chicago Bears taking on the Philadelphia Eagles at 3 Eastern. Immediately after that, it's an exciting Emirates NBA Cup doubleheader. The Bucks will take on the Knicks at 7 p.m. Then the Mavericks will be in LA against the Lakers at 10. It's the final night of knockout rounds as teams vie for a spot in the quarterfinals. And the whole day starts on the links with the Capital One Skins game as 4 elite PGA golfers face off with $4 million on the line. Black Friday game day tees off with the Capital One Skins game at 9 a.m. Eastern. Then it's Black Friday football with the Bears and Eagles at 3. And it all culminates with a doubleheader of NBA basketball. The Emirates Cup action featuring the Bucks at Knicks at 7 and the Mavs at the Lakers at 10. And it's all only on Prime.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Answer me this. Not only the three of you bastards, but our wondrous listeners, answer me this. The question is, would you leave your partner for $1 million? This is part of a recent poll that's been going this way, that way. Americans everywhere are answering this question. Would you leave your partner for $1 million?
What I'm picturing right now is a couple carpooling to work.
Oh.
side-eyeing each other at this very moment.
Nervous tension.
Answer the question, Jake.
I wonder what they're talking about in KDWB right now, babe.
Who wants to answer first? Would you leave your partner for $1 million?
No. I guess it goes back to, like, money truly doesn't buy complete happiness.
It helps.
It definitely helps.
But I understand.
Do you have a number in mind, Ashley?
No.
I do. 5.
5 mil?
Yeah. I'm not leaving my wife for $1 million. I like her quite a bit. But for $5 million, I'm out. And you know what? Trust me, she would tell me I was stupid if I didn't.
What'd do Jesus would leave his wife for pocket lint?
Duh!
Oh.
Jeez,
Sounds like you guys might need to sit down and talk to somebody.
Somebody else said, nah, that's only like $500K after taxes.
Did you do the math on it?
The thing is like one of the reasons why it would be cool to like win the lottery or something like that would be that we could spend that money together to do things that we always dreamed about doing.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
One of the things that like if I won the lottery,
but you're not going to win the lottery.
Yeah, but that I would like look forward to doing would be spending the money with him, like buying and doing things that we always wanted to do or talked about. And when I don't have him anymore, that would suck. I'd be like, oh well.
So there's no number that changes that point of view.
No.
This person, or the question again is, would you leave your partner for $1 million?
Yeah.
This person, I wish I had a name because this is great. You know, $1 million seems kind of expensive, but yeah, I guess I'd spend that much.
Wow, I like that.
Dana's whipped. You're one of the most easily whipped people I've ever met.
Oh, really?
You're not leaving her for $1 million.
No, I don't think so.
But is there a number?
Yeah, I think it'd be around you, around $5 million.
5?
Mm-hmm. I bet she'd leave me for $1 million, though.
Yeah.
So? I think my wife, if I was choking at a restaurant, she'd stop anyone from giving me the Heimlich. I think that's where we're at right now.
Are you effing kidding me? She worships the ground you walk on. I wonder if my wife would leave me for $1 million. I wouldn't blame her if she did.
I don't think so.
I mean, I'm something. There's no doubt about that. I'm something. But I don't. $1 million isn't as much as it used to be, too.
Exactly.
I think this should be 5. 5 makes it a more difficult question to answer. I think, Josh. What do you think?
$5 million?
5.
No, I mean, my wife. There's kids involved too. I don't think so.
I mean, how much? That's what I was thinking, Josh. I think
don't know
that's
what I
changed.
I don't even know what I'd do with $5 million.
There's a kid involved. The others are grown. You can't count them.
They'd choose her though. I mean, I'd lose them too.
So is it? You got a number, Josh?
No.
5.
No, I mean, I know I'm going to get made fun of here, and I feel like a douchebag. But I don't think so. Why would I want to? What am I going to do with all that money?
What are you going to do with all that?
Versus what I got.
43%, did I say that? 43% of Americans said they would leave their partner for $1 million. They would. Now, maybe they answered that way because they're in a relationship that's growing apart. Maybe.
It kind of makes me sad.
This is the more possible answer. Our values are in the garbage can.
All right.
So there you go.
The person who pointed out astutely that, $1 million, that's $500,000 after taxes. They got back about the $5 million.
Yes.
$5 million.
5.
Said, yeah, but that's still like $2.5 million after taxes, and then inflation. You got to take into account inflation.
Yeah.
Man.
Fun size, she says that the thought of needing to date again after 15 years is not appealing.
Well, who says you got to date again?
You're just going to be lonely forever?
You got $1 million. You can have all the action you want.
Yeah, but that's not companionship.
You can kill loneliness.
That's empty.
You can kill loneliness without going dating.
Have you ever heard of a Thai hooker? Come on.
Jeez Louise. What is this, 1953?
It's funny she says that, though. There's a movie called Drop. It's on streaming now. We watched that. And one of the things I thought about was just how miserable that would be to have to start dating again. I don't know if I could do something like that.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad out there.
All right, so...
Huge sack, Jesus says, you know what? And then if you leave them, you got to give them $500,000 anyways.
That is...
that didn't factor in.
That is a thing.
I love the practicality.
Yeah, the practicality is on display, no question, this morning. I suppose if you signed certain documents, maybe you do have to give... Okay, so now we move on now to really big money. Really big money. We're not talking about $1 million. We're not talking about $5 million. Continuing on with this report on how twisted we are, 40% of Americans said they'd accept $33 million if it meant financially ruining somebody else.
Jeez.
So you get $33 million even though you know it's going to destroy someone else. We are very selfish now. Oh, are we selfish
Such
in the
a
last
me society.
10, 15 years.
Can you choose who it is?
Doesn't say anything along those lines. Just 40% of Americans say they'd accept $33 million even if it meant financially ruining someone else.
And that's a great question, Ash. I didn't even consider that. I was assuming you got to pick the target.
Yeah, if it was a terrible human being, did awful things, no regrets. But
I'm trying
just some poor mom with 3 kids trying to survive,
That's
ruin
a nice
her
small
life.
business owner who runs a hardware store down the street, Ashley.
Yeah,
That's who you're ruining.
Just got diagnosed with cancer or something like that.
Well,
do that.
There's some verbiage here that I don't understand, and maybe this does touch on what you just brought up, Ashley. Josh, help me, because I don't understand this statement. It says here, 46% of Americans. Okay, first off, some of us would accept $33 million, even if it meant financially ruining someone else. Some of us would consider it depending on who gets destroyed in the process. What are they saying there?
Yeah, so
basically what I said.
Are they saying they'd take the money if they can pick who is destroyed?
Or if they know, right, so they can determine, like, I don't want to destroy that person, or...
Okay.
Yeah, either way. I think it would mean both. Because they also, in the study, they mentioned, enemies, right? Like 54% of people would reject the $1 million if their parents got control of the money. And
if their parents got control of the money.
Yeah, so if it's like, we'll give you $1 million to leave your significant other, but your folks are in charge of where that money goes.
Well, that will be terrible.
38% would pause that deal if accepting the money meant their enemy would also profit.
Oh, I wouldn't care.
That's an interesting twist.
Yeah, if someone were going to give me $1 million for side, go ahead.
Yeah, give another $1 million to anybody else.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Even if it's someone that is just a piece of garbage, you hate their effing guts. You don't care as long as you have your money. You don't care that they're also happy.
And again, I'm picturing it has to be someone in my life, not like some terrible terrorist or something like that.
Yeah,
it's obviously different.
Now, I never.
If it's like a coworker that rubs you the wrong way or something like that.
I never saw this Squid Game television show. Was it a television show or was it a movie?
Television show.
It says here, 46% of people would enter a real-life version of the Squid Game for a chance at $33 million, despite the game's 99.8% death rate.
Yeah, I can't believe half of people would go play Squid Game.
Yeah, they're lying. They don't understand what that would actually entail.
We love money. I mean, we just love money. For some people, it's all they ever think about. It's all they ever talk about. It's all they ever dream about. So I'm not surprised that there are some of us who would walk into almost certain death just for the slight chance of having all the money they could ever imagine. A good amount of us would embarrass ourselves on live TV for just $1 million. Some of us would embarrass ourselves on live TV for just $5,000 or $500.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what embarrassing entails, I'd go ahead and do that for sure.
For $1 million, you'd embarrass yourself on live television.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would do that.
And we can decide how you embarrass yourself?
Oh, yeah. What would you guys make me do?
Well, it would be terrible, trust me. You would never come back from it.
Yeah, but would you be able to handle that mentally?
Yeah, right.
So you would just get lit up on social media for, months, years. Nobody would let it go.
Yeah.
Anytime you do anything, they're bringing it back, calling you the worst names you could ever imagine. I don't think I could deal with that.
On live TV, have my pants fall over and I trip over them or something.
Well, like I just said, we get to decide the embarrassment, and you said, yes, okay, we're going to have you eat a plate of our feces on live television. Does that $1 million sound attractive now? Everywhere you go, you're the eater.
Yeah, not anymore.
Right. Some of us would give up sex entirely for $1 million. Some of us would give up technology. I'll say it properly. Trust me, it's just not in my regular vocabulary. Some of us would give up technology and live off the grid for $1 million.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Take them off the effing grid. What movie was that?
Not sure.
It was Nick Nolte who said it, and it's the movie where they pretend they're in Vietnam, but they're actors.
Tropic
Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, that would actually be so great. Please give me money to just disappear into like the boundary waters for the rest of my life.
Yeah, a lot of folks were cool with that. Some of us would frame a friend for a crime they didn't commit for $1 million. See, that's something I would do for $33 million, and not for $1 million. $1 million is not that much money anymore. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Gosh.
$33 million? I'd frame any one of you suckers for a crime.
Depends on the crime.
What if it was really bad, Nick?
I'd make sure it wasn't that bad. I'd make sure you wouldn't get it as bad as Dana, who's walking around town as the guy who ate a plate of our feces on. It wouldn't be that bad, but it would be enough to earn me my money.
Like, are we doing jail time?
Yeah, you're doing some time.
Oh no.
Jail or are we going to prison?
You're going to prison for a while.
Prison?
It wouldn't be that bad.
Would you at least get us a good lawyer?
Ryan Pasiga.
Yeah. Would you come and visit?
One of the best lawyers.
I would come and see you and taunt you.
Oh, no.
With my new girlfriend, Beyonce.
They just got like bling all over.
Yeah, he's wearing Versace or something.
Me and Beyonce would come see you guys once in a while. Now, here we go. Back to being off the grid. I love that line when Nick Nolte says that in the movie. He says it so Nick Nolte-like. It's just all gravel. Take him off the effing grid. Okay. Speaking of the grid, you know that $1 million? 21% of Americans would pass on that $1 million. Here's $1 million for you. They'd say no thanks if it meant they'd lose access to social media.
That would not be a problem for me whatsoever.
Surprised that number's not higher. Of people that would say no thanks to $1 million if it meant giving up their social media.
Really?
So sad.
You got to consider the young people. It's their very existence.
That's what I mean. I think a lot of young people would pass up on that $1 million.
Oh.
Boy, I sure hope not.
So you're surprised the percentage of people who would do it isn't higher?
Yes.
Yes, exactly. We're in agreement. Oh, by damn, we were talking big money around here for a little while. Talking about leaving your wife or your husband for $1 million. 43% of Americans would do it. A couple of great text messages came in. Well, quite a few. But two here in front of me included a couple of great old sayings. Here's a listener who texted in on whether or not they'd take that $1 million to leave their wife. And he said, hey, let me put it this way. You ever seen anyone frowning on a jet ski? Someone in the room, when we were having this conversation about taking $1 million in trade for leaving our significant other, someone around here said, money can't buy happiness. I think that was Ashley.
Yeah.
And a listener texted in one of the great sayings by the immortal David Lee Roth, Van Halen lead singer David Lee Roth. Dave once said, money can't buy you happiness, but it can buy you a big effing yacht that'll pull up right alongside it. All right, speaking of husbands and wives, you want to hear the latest obnoxious, ridiculous, stupid trend that people are going to go along with just because they'll get a few clicks on social media? The newest trend is newlyweds bringing their parents to tag along on the honeymoon. Here we are in Biafra. It's me and my new wife and my parents. Hi, everyone.
I can't believe this is a thing.
That is so strange. Don't do that.
I was actually going to say, Dana, I could see you doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you kind of had unconventional situations before, like a girl at your bachelor party and different things like that.
Yeah, but that's just a friend of mine. That's not my parents coming with to a all-inclusive resort. That would be weird.
Well, I could see you doing that with the relationship you have with your parents. You're taking it as an insult. I don't mean it as an insult.
I go on vacation with my parents a lot, but I think honeymoon is just kind of, that's a little bit different territory.
Good Lord, what are we doing?
I guess, are we with them 100% of the time?
I don't know, Smashley. They're going to be there part of the time.
Because
this is when you go on your honeymoon, this is your entry into full-on independence. You're married now. We're grown folks now. We're going to bump like bunnies and make a baby. We're going to drink. We're going to carry on all night long. You want your friggin' stiff parents walking around complaining about their knees and things like that?
Well,
I'd go on the beach with you, but my knees locked up. Shut up, Dad. I'm trying to be on my honeymoon.
I'm thinking about how my mom has always wanted to go to Europe, and one of my goals in life is to be able to take her there. And if I got a chance, say my honeymoon's like 2 weeks long, I'm going to Italy, I would think about inviting her.
All right.
As long as it's like a double queen room, sure. Outside of that, it seems a little weird.
How crazy would you staying in the same room?
And you know, the reason I think some people are doing this is because mom and dad pay for it.
Oh.
So, and just like you said, your dream trip to Italy, let's all do that as a family.
Oh, if they're paying for it, they can do whatever they want.
All right, so this has become a thing. Parents or in-laws joining you on your friggin' honeymoon. I don't get us anymore. I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, I got married in my 30s. If my mother-in-law wanted to join us, I wouldn't really care. I'd be fine with it.
I got married in my 50s, and I certainly wasn't inviting anyone's parents on our honeymoon.
But if, let's say your wife's parents were coming and your wife said, hey, I'd like them to just go on this trip with us, I don't think you'd put up much of a fight, would you?
I'd fight to the death.
I don't think so. No, she talks you into stuff. I don't think you'd fight too much on that.
She talks me into stuff.
You know it's true.
Well, what did she talk me into?
Well, you like to, you went on a hike, which you used to be very anti-hike.
Well, I tried, but I quit about 30 steps into it because I was...
Well, she talked you into trying.
You go on planes now.
Yeah, you go on trips. You're leaving the state.
I'm such a sorry sumbitch.
You watch shows that you wouldn't normally watch.
It's good for you,
I don't know
Nick.
why you keep saying that. What shows do I watch that I normally wouldn't watch?
Well, you come in and say, hey, I watched so-and-so show. My wife was watching it. Your house is
I crossed
completely different.
I crossed the room and... Anyway, where was I going with this? You know what else I don't understand? Spring break. Remember what spring break used to be? 6-8 of your buddies, you go to Mexico and get hammered and try to get laid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen what it's become?
Guess no, I haven't, no.
It's bringing your parents. Family spring breaks and multiple families. I recently heard of some high school kids who went on spring break and they brought, and it wasn't just 4 or 5 of them, it's like 30 kids all with their parents.
Yeah, I have noticed that, and I found that strange.
Spring break has become a family event.
I've always found it strange because my parents would never take me somewhere like that and then me get drunk in front of them. Like, I know it's of age in Mexico or whatever, I think you have to be like, 16, 18? I have no idea what the age is.
See above the bar.
Yeah, but like, I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to have as much fun and be as lawless with my folks around.
I can't imagine being a high school kid and you go to, where do they go nowadays? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Mexico.
Do they still go to Senior Frogs?
It doesn't matter. They go to Mexico. I can't imagine being a high school kid and finding out we're bringing our folks? What? And again, this one I heard of this year, it was, I'm going to take a guess, 20 different kids all brought their parents.
Well, I guess it's different in high school. Can you go to Mexico by yourself if you're a high school kid under 18?
Yeah, I have no idea.
No idea.
It seemed like, I guess I never really asked for the kids that went. I assumed they went with their families.
Yeah, there was always some kids that they were sent off with other people's families. Like, they didn't have their own parents come.
Yeah, it wasn't until college that my friends that had the money to go to Mexico for spring break would go there solo without their parents.
Well, that's just...
Yeah, in high school, I just assumed the whole family was going. I'd imagine you're not sending a 16, 17-year-old kid to Mexico by themselves, but...
Oh, well, that's what my friends did. I mean, I never went on spring break, but they all went by themselves.
In high school?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder how do you even do something?
Oh, I don't know, because I never had the funds. But yeah, oh, hell yeah, my pals all went,
I can't imagine being an idiot 16-year-old and figuring out how to get a passport and find my way around Mexico.
Well, I'm sure your parents help with the passport situation. And then what? Once you're there, you're at the all-inclusive resort. You're good.
But you can rent a hotel and get across the border. Like,
I'm not sure what their rules are for that. I know in At least it used to be 18 in Minnesota. I'm not sure what it is anymore.
I wouldn't know the first thing about it. All I'm saying is it happened. I know it happened.
Maybe that's what it is. I think like one person has to be 18.
Yeah, no clue. No clue.
You're not talking about. We are not a group of experienced spring breakers.
No,
right here.
No, I've never been on a spring break trip.
We do not know how it works.
I've never been on one. I mean, not even like up north or anything.
We're losers. We should go on a spring break trip, guys.
I really have no interest. I never have.
Well, yeah, I don't care much for the beaches and things like that.
All right, I'll drug you guys up and get you down there.
Hell yeah, now we're talking.
Oh, let's see here. Here's a listener texted in. Spring break in the 90s featured none other, Josh, than MTV's Dan Cortez.
He was Mr. Spring Break. I mean, I bet people search that guy out. He was Mr. Spring Break back then, that's for sure.
I know a lot of you don't even know what we're talking about, but yeah, when you'd watch MTV back in the 80s and into the 90s, they always had their spring break broadcast, and they always had Dan Cortez there, and Daisy Fuentes.
Oh, I remember her.
Was always on board for the spring break. Oh, God, that's funny.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning to get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here, and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael Strahan, and St. Jude has been close to my heart for many years. Their groundbreaking research is changing how the world treats childhood cancer and has helped push the survival rate in the U.S. from 20% to more than 80%. Please help St. Jude give children the greatest gift, a chance at a lifetime.
This holiday, help St. Jude find more cures for more children. Donate now at musicgives.org.
Half-Assed Morning Show, 93X.
A crazy lady in the state of Missouri. She's been accused of trading her foster child for a monkey.
You know, there are days where I'd consider making that trade.
Yeah. Straight up?
Yeah.
No future considerations, no cash changing hands, just
no
child.
First round picks, nothing.
Yeah, no draft picks. Straight up kid for monkey.
Monkeys are pretty cool.
And this gal got arrested for that, for attempting to trade her foster child for a monkey.
I mean, there's even times where, you know, when somebody, they'll buy you a star for your birthday or something like that.
I've heard of that.
Yes.
I've heard of that.
There's even times I'd trade for a certificate to partial ownership of a monkey that I never meet.
Jeez Louise.
There's those days.
Bad days. Now, this crazy lady, for real now, a 70-year-old, who goes by the name of Brenda Douche, not making that up, who, by the way, is one of the most frightening women I've ever laid eyes on in my life. She's been charged with all kinds of child neglect type of this and that.
How does that even come up? I mean, is she just searching the dark web for monkey trades?
I'll tell you. I think I have an explanation.
Yeah,
for
I mean, I know they mentioned, but like, how do you even think of something like that?
I don't know. Well, you have to be crazy. You know, this lady is. I saw again the picture I saw of Miss Douche. To me, and you have to be a little bit of an older person to understand this. She looks like somebody took 1983 Vince Neil from Motley Crue and left him under a heat lamp for 10 years or so.
Yeah, maybe if you just singed Vince Neil's mugshot, this is what you'd get.
She's got the same exact hairdo that Vince Neil had on the Shout at the Devil tour in 1983, but her mug is like a first baseman's glove. But anyways.
You're not wrong.
Are you looking at 1983 Vince Neil and this lady?
This is ridiculous.
It's insane. Maybe she is his great aunt or something. I don't. Well, that wouldn't make sense. He's almost 70 himself. Maybe this is his older sister. And she married a guy named Douche, and so now she's Miss Douche. She has fostered, according to the story, more than 200 children over the last 15 to 20 years. That's creepy. That creeps me out.
Hopefully that means that they were just adopted quickly, so she didn't have them for long, and not that they weren't just like taken away.
I don't know.
Because she wasn't doing a good job.
The story says at least 2 witnesses have come forward with information regarding the child for monkey trade. Authorities did find a handful of monkeys at Miss Douche's house.
Uh-oh, there's been others.
Maybe there's been. Word is the kid that she tried to trade was a gal around 17 years old. Once this story broke in the neighborhood, plenty of people called into the local police saying that Miss Douche liked to tune this kid up now and again. This is a full-on horror show right here.
You're calling now.
This is a horror show.
Should have called when you saw it happen.
Team Busted Jesus said most days he'd trade his kids for a Klondike bar wrapper.
Oh, the wrapper.
Not even, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Just the wrapper. You just smell the wrapper.
Lick the wrapper. So, allegedly, Miss Douche called some fellow monkey owner friend of hers. So, Miss Douche has monkeys at the house. She's got a friend in Texas who also likes monkeys. So she calls her monkey owner friend in Texas and explains that she's frustrated with this young gal. So Miss Douche says, hey, would you just take this kid and keep her? And then she says, you know what? Why don't you send me a monkey and you can have the kid? Let's make that trade. Child Protective Services found this kid in Texas and got her the hell out of there. And now a pile of adults have been coming forward saying that Miss Douche was their foster parent for a stretch of time, and she's a total feces pile of a human being.
Yeah, she's doing some disgusting things.
Yeah, what a garbage person.
Would be pretty cool to have a monkey, though.
Well, of course it'd be cool to have a monkey. I've said it on air for years. I would love to have an obedient pet monkey that rode a tricycle, smoked cigarettes, and would wear a backwards baseball cap. But I haven't gotten around to that yet.
I know a family that had a monkey.
How'd that go for them?
It got taken away.
Oh.
The monkey was removed from the premises.
What type of monkey are we talking?
One
of them tiny,
the real tiny ones.
Oh,
yeah.
see, I want a big, fat ass kind of a.
Is that a capuchin monkey?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the real tiny ones?
I think you're correct.
What did it do? Just it pulled everybody's eyebrows
I mean, it
off.
looked adorable in a diaper, like really any living thing.
This family was accused of mistreating the monkey?
No, nothing like that. I think their city didn't allow it, or I don't know all the rules on it, but it was something like that. The city wouldn't allow it, and then they ended up surrendering it.
Oh, that would hurt. That would hurt so much. You finally get a monkey.
Well, they said the monkey was kind of a pain in the ass.
I can imagine.
Oh, I bet they're a massive undertaking. And I bet they do try to pull your eyebrow off for you when you sleep or something like that. You know?
Yeah, I bet you do not get a good night's sleep when you got a monkey lurking around.
Probably put a finger up your butt when you're not looking at it. Yeah, someone just texted in and said, monkeys eat their own poop. Yeah, they do all kinds of things with their own poop.
They eat their own?
They eat it, they throw it.
I've known dogs to do that.
They try to make you eat it.
Do they really?
Yes.
I will not eat the monkey poop.
Yeah, I bet a monkey could get you eating poop, Josh.
Yes, you will. You will eat monkey poop, Josh.
Just a little bit.
Fine, a taste.
Army Mechanic Jesus said he's going to go further with this. He would trade on some days. He would trade his kids for a receipt for a wrapper of a Klondike bar.
All right. You guys know how expensive pets are.
Oh, yeah. Sadly.
It can be outrageous at times.
Yeah, that's funny. My puppy, well, no, I guess she's a dog. I shouldn't call her a puppy anymore. She's 5.
Yeah,
but
she'll always be a puppy to you.
She was free when I got her. Now she's worth at least $15,000, I'd say. At least that.
Can you get her in movies or something to recoup some of that money?
Hey, maybe she'd do good. You know, three-legged dogs. There's an appeal there.
Yeah, can she shoot a basketball?
Maybe.
Meaning that's how much money you've spent to keep her alive?
Yeah. She's worth every penny, though.
I just felt my late father spinning in his grave when he heard you say you've spent $15,000. I mean, we all know they're expensive. Trips to the vet are expensive. But they're worth it, in my opinion. If you have a good vet like Dr. Andrea, they do take care of our pets for you. The reason I bring up my old man is 40 years ago. How old am I now? Yeah, right around, maybe more like 35 years ago. We found out our Springer Spaniel at the time, the best girl in the whole world, Megan Marie. You've heard the Megan Marie stories. She needed surgery, and it was going to cost $700. And my old man, he battled with that one. He did. But he finally gave in and agreed, okay, let's save the life of Megan Marie. And we did. And she lived another 4 or 5 years. But every time she crossed his path, he would say this, $700 dog. And we're talking 15 grand? Ski?
Yeah, dude, at least.
15 grand.
All put together,
Come on.
yeah.
The most I've ever spent, like on one incident would be, well, it's a 2-time incident, same issue, $2,500 for a girlfriend's cat, because I felt like it was my fault. He was eating the little rubber stoppers at the end of those dealies that the door stops, you know?
I'm following
at my
you.
place, so I mean, even though, a guy should have a right to have those, but it happened 2 times. Got locked up in his little tummy, and so they had to have an operation on it.
What the heck?
You got to save the little bastard's life more often than not. Pretty difficult to just say, let him go. It's different. We've all done it, but it's difficult. Do you know any of those type of folks who spend wild amounts of money on their pets, meaning not to save their lives, not to treat their problems, but do you know any of those type of folks who spend wild amounts of money on their pets, like elaborate beds and clothes and accessories?
Food, certainly. I know some people that spend crazy amounts on food.
Because they believe it's
pet care.
Because they believe it's a healthier option?
Like hundreds of dollars a month. And then pet care, at least that at a really
pet
nice
care,
place.
like
bring a doggy daycare type of thing.
A daycare.
Oh, that can be so expensive. Holy cow. I was talking to my brother-in-law. They board their dogs sometimes, and he said it was like an extra $50 or $100 a day for them to get a certain type of like one-on-one time with somebody that works there, for them to like have a little bit more personal time.
Oh yeah, they throw those different things in there.
Like what?
And this particular person I'm speaking of, they pay for all of it.
Just for some pets, some extra pets.
I was at a wedding a year or two ago, and my friends were there. They were from out of state, and they were showing me webcam footage or video footage of their dog at the puppy resort they were at. And that resort looked like nicer than anything I could ever afford in my entire life. That dog was pampered, and he had like beachside property to roam around on. It was insane.
Some of those are crazy fancy. You're right.
I'm sorry, a pet. What did you call it? A puppy?
Like a resort.
Resort?
Yeah, essentially. Yeah.
You've heard of these things, Josh?
Oh, yeah, it's the same type of thing I'm talking about. Yeah, there's all the add-ons you can think of, they've got. I mean, it's like being at the world's fanciest hotel in some of those.
I mean, I've heard of doggy daycare. I don't know if I've ever heard of a dog resort.
One of our dogs, to adopt it was a rescue. I mean, it was like $650, and I thought that was crazy. But then you hear about, is it Frenchies, or what's the ones that everybody's stealing at gunpoint?
I think that's right.
Yeah, French Bulldogs.
French Bulldogs, and they're worth thousands upon, like tens of thousands of dollars in some cases.
That's friggin' frightening.
I want to interrupt real quick. I apologize to answer. We're getting flooded with texts saying our stream sounds bad today. Something's going on. So I want to recognize that, just so you know. It's not just you. We're letting our folks know. I apologize for that. That's got to be annoying.
I had a couple of texts come in. One said, are you broadcasting from a shipping container this morning, and another asked us if we were broadcasting from a bathroom. Now, both of those would be an upgrade to our current studio situation. We sound funny? Yeah, we don't know dick about it. Sorry if it sounds funny.
And we have people to let know about things like this?
No, we don't.
Well, they're not in state, unfortunately. We have no engineer that officially works here anymore.
If we sound funny, there ain't a damn thing we can do about it, and there's no one for us to call. No one.
It's true. Somebody texted earlier, and I guess a bunch of ads were running, like just kind of thrown in there out of nowhere. There'd be 2 minutes of a song or whatever, and then just tons of ads and ads. And the guy jokingly said, hey, can you guys stop earning money over there? I'm trying to listen to the radio. And I had to tell him, I promise you we're not earning money, because look around the studio. There's absolutely no evidence or people that work here anymore to prove that this station's making any money.
If you haven't already heard, whenever we go live around here, you should know this if you haven't already heard. We are absolutely 100% on our own. There is no one looking after us or watching over us, nor do they care. Okay, I was just learning about someone, speaking of pets, and the amount of money that we dump into a good pet. Sure, there's cash money you got to hand over to the vet. Maybe you need some doggy daycare. Maybe you care a little more for their diet, so you spend a few more bucks on their food. But I was just learning about someone who spent $1,500 on a custom foam mattress for their dog. When hell, all the dogs I've ever owned usually just end up very happily sleeping on a pair of my dirty drawers.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Most dogs.
Our dogs, when we were growing up, slept on the floor.
Yeah.
Never had dog beds or anything.
Or outside.
My parents wouldn't even let them on the couch.
Most dogs I know don't want a custom foam mattress. They'd actually prefer to sleep on a pile of Kleenex, that you just blew your nose into.
Yeah, my dogs rip those up. Get them a new bed. I'm so proud. Oh, look at this. You're going to be so comfy. Oh, that lasted a day.
How about this? $800 for a pet stroller.
Oh, man.
My mom has one of those for one of our little dogs.
I have a pet stroller. It certainly wasn't $800. It was maybe $18.
Yeah, I think she got it on like Facebook Marketplace or something, but it is cute putting the little dog in there.
I had to friggin' do it, but I didn't put a dog in there. I put the cat in there. And that's friggin' to watch a cat's face as you push it in a stroller around a neighborhood when all that's ever known is the inside of your house. To watch a cat's face in that situation is a lot of fun. Is a lot of fun. Where the cat just goes, son of a bitch, what is all this?
Oh, cute.
Just a kind of a mix of amazement and pure terror as you're pushing your cat around and it sees a car go by. Like, what?
I was just talking about those with our friend Janelle Tuesday off air, because I like to have a ton of beverages for whatever reason. I get made fun of for that because I have like a little mini bar with me, basically, of a variety of beverages. And it was a super hot day, and I wanted to walk around our neighborhood. And at the time, my son was old enough to be in a stroller. So we had the stroller, and I just kind of loaded it up with beverages. And I'm thinking it was a time of day where I never saw anybody, ever. So I thought, I'm not going to run into anybody. What do I care? And then all of a sudden, I see a lady coming at me with a real stroller. And I thought, oh, no, she's going to want to talk babies, and I've got nothing but Mountain Dew, water, apple juice, all kinds of crazy stuff in here. And as we get, like, almost parallel, I realized she had a cat in her stroller, and I no longer was embarrassed.
No, you weren't the weird one anymore.
I never had seen that. That was the first time I'd ever seen something like that.
Oh, you got to put a cat in a stroller once and take it around the block, dude. It's a riot.
The cat looked like it was very comfortable. I mean, but it doesn't compare to when you see dogs on the back of motorcycles. I don't know how they stay on that. That's incredible.
Oh, when they got the little goggles, too.
Yeah, like you see them on a Gold Wing or something like that. They look so happy.
God rest his soul, my old kitty, Big Lou. Yeah, he was just wide-eyed. What in the hell? The first time I stuffed him into a pet stroller, how do you say it? Pet stroller, and took him around the block. But he did quickly get used to it. Here's somebody who spent $500 on a crystal dog collar. $300 for an anxiety tent for their cat. An anxiety tent.
Well, I mentioned this before. A buddy of mine used to install TVs and stuff like that, and when he was working for Geek Squad, and he went to Kevin Garnett's house back when he played for the Wolves, and in his dog kennel, he installed all these televisions and a nice stereo system, and Kevin Garnett, his excuse was, I want my babies to watch me work.
Love that.
How about a $400 DNA test to see if your dog is royalty?
Well, I know a few people have done the DNA test, but didn't you do that, Ashley?
My husband did before I met him, yeah.
Yeah, I thought somebody had done that as well.
Yeah,
I think it was only about $100. It was a gift that he got for Christmas.
It had nothing to do with royalty, just to find out exactly everything that's in the dog there.
Yeah, and it was pretty cool.
The
To
hump
find out-
history.
Anybody else?
Hump history.
Anybody else that used the service, you could figure out like if your dog had relatives. It's pretty cool.
Big family reunion.
Oh yeah, it's got some cousins down in Louisiana, which makes sense because that's where he's from.
He's related to Clifford. He's famous.
$350 was spent once for a private pet psychic session to, quote, speak to their chihuahua about why he keeps hiding socks. I met a pet psychic once, and I gave him every benefit of the doubt. I approached it very open-minded. I met a pet psychic. Not like hired them to come to my house, but just met one night. What do you do for a living? I'm a pet psychic. And I went into it with an open mind, but I came away from it feeling just as kind of dirty as I do when I talk to human psychics, you know, where I feel like, ooh, that was sleazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not. Ashley's looking at me funny. I'm not a big fan of psychics.
Yeah, no, I
Did you when they said that? Did you believe that, or did you think they were joking?
No.
Like you know how everybody's grandpa they graduated with a degree in underwater basket weaving or something like that.
I don't really remember, Josh, my original reaction. I probably did, for a brief second, think they were kidding until I saw the seriousness in their eyes, and so I asked them about their career as a pet psychic, and like I said, I tried to be open-minded, but when I walked away, I said to myself, what a scam.
I hesitate to bring up my mother on the radio, but my mom brings her dog to the doggy chiropractor.
The doggy chiropractor.
And also, he's had doggy acupuncture, which I didn't know they did for dogs.
Does that help him in his life?
It seems the same to me. I don't know.
I'm hesitant in bringing up my mother on the air.
The
we all
texts
know
that
why.
come in are overwhelming.
Here's somebody who had an iguana.
Had one.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Tell us about your iguana.
When I've lived with various family members essentially my entire life.
Yeah.
And I lived with a cousin who had two, and he ended up getting called overseas. He was in the military, and so he's like, hey, can you just keep these for me while I'm deployed? And I said, sure. And he came back and never took them back. So I ended up giving them to a different cousin after a while.
I understand.
Is it possible he went into the military just to abandon these iguanas?
That's my theory.
Yeah.
Those are definitely one of those things that you get for like your kid or something, and you regret it a month later because you're the only one cleaning the little atrium that they're in. And
yeah, one of my friends, one of my high school pals, had an iguana at his house. Once we moved out, once high school was over and we all got our own place, dude had an iguana. And then one day we couldn't find the prick. And we looked all over the house. The iguana had escaped his cage and gone to live under the dryer, and he dried to death. We found this.
About that
we found the iguana under the dryer. He just had the thirstiest look on his face.
Oh no!
He just dried to death under the.
My patriotic iguanas, they got pretty big. I had to get a new cage while he was going around.
Those iguanas were real Americans.
They were.
Yeah. Those iguanas were military family.
So if anyone ever asks if I've served my country, well, if you consider babysitting iguanas part service, then yes.
Here's someone who owned an iguana, and they spent $2,000 on a custom-made iguana habitat with a fake waterfall and hammocks that the what do you call the thing again?
Iguana?
Hammocks that the iguana could lay in. You know how you lay in a...
That's bougie.
Yeah, it is.
Fake water. That sounds nice.
A few people are texting in on dog training, spending a lot of money on that. I did that too. I forgot about dog training as far as an investment goes. I mean, we spent, between our dogs, they eat 80 pounds of food a month.
That's nuts.
Between the two of them, and that's like $100 and some. It can get expensive for sure.
Well, what the hell did you buy 2 horses for?
Well, I asked my wife. More anxiety than Hair Jesus said he knows a lady who paid good money to send a photo of her horse to an animal psychic to see if the horse was happy or not.
God damn.
Off of a photo.
That's great.
Is my horse happy?
What a good scam.
And here's someone else who spent $1,800 on a fully climate-controlled doghouse. The doghouse had air conditioning.
Lucky.
Sound off if your actual home is missing any of these, the word amenities.
Well, I was just going to say, I didn't have air conditioning until I was 24.
Right.
I didn't have cable until I was 24.
Right, same here. So, yeah, let's compare this to your childhood home, Josh. This is a climate-controlled doghouse that costs $1,800. Let's compare this to your childhood home. The doghouse had AC. You did not have AC.
No.
The doghouse did have a heater.
Oh, yeah, we had radiators.
You had radiators. Wi-Fi cameras?
Whoa.
Your house didn't have Wi-Fi.
No. I got Wi-Fi cameras in 2014.
Did you have a working doorbell at your childhood home?
Nope.
This doghouse did. And
what do you need a doorbell for?
It's just cute.
So the dog knows to answer the door when you're there, I think.
Goes bat crazy.
Yeah. Oh, my God. So people, we all know what you need to spend on a pet to care for them and keep them alive and keep them as healthy as possible. But there are some folks who take it to another level. By damn, there certainly are people who take it to another level. My wife still shudders and looks at me funny when I tell her that growing up with our 2 Springer Spaniels, they spent the majority of their time outside.
Yeah, that was our family dog growing up.
All year round, 365 days a year. We had a dog kennel, and until it got brutally cold, those dogs slept and spent the day in the dog kennel. I don't know if that's a regular thing anymore. Sure, when it got brutally cold in the winter, we would bring them inside, and they'd go, "Oh Christ, here we go, we're inside." But they spent the majority of their time all day, all night.
Well, since you had an outside dog, like me, Nick, when we brought him inside during the winter when it was very cold, he just wanted to go right back out there. He didn't like being in there for too long.
Well, I mean, our dog certainly had no problem being outside, but when we brought him in when it was cold, they took advantage.
Oh, really? Yeah. No, he did not want to be in there.
They took advantage. They get up on the couch and just grind up on you.
My dad did insulate his doghouse, though.
Oh, yeah, we did too.
That's cute.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by insulate?
Like he put like actual insulation in it, like the little pink stuff.
Oh, we just
so cute.
We just had wood chips.
Hey, that's something. That's something, Nick.
Yeah, you put an effort out there.
But that's what they knew. I mean, and they were completely comfortable and safe out there. And
you got to throw in like a gas fireplace, a jacuzzi. I mean, really make it nice for them.
I'll tell you what.
Have you guys ever seen those videos of people that have? I mean, it's basically like a shed, maybe even bigger than a shed in their backyard, and it's all dedicated to their dog.
No.
Oh my gosh, that stuff gets crazy. I was watching one the other day.
Just put a bunk out there. You can live with them.
No, seriously,
Yeah.
that's like I would live out there. They had a slide for the dogs to get down from their loft.
What the hell? That rules. Do they have kids too? Or are those the kids?
I think those were the kids, yeah, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because the couple I was telling you earlier about that spend the money on the dog, like all the fancy dog care, all that kind of stuff, they don't have kids. So that's basically their baby.
Oh, sure. Sure, fair enough. I'd like to see a dog go down a slide. I think other than watching America's Funniest Home Videos, I've never watched a dog go down a slide. I would imagine that's quite terrifying for most dogs.
I need to start sending you these videos. I think I see at least one a week of a dog going down a slide.
I mean, a dog could easily fall down a slide accidentally, but I want to see one intentionally send itself. I'm picturing the dog's eyes just bugging out of his skull, wondering, what is this thing that I'm about to...
If you're a new listener, this is why I hesitate bringing up my mother on the radio.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
And just so you know, this isn't isolated. This happens every day.
It's every day.
There's some very mean people listening to this show. Disrespectful to a woman who served the church her entire adult life.
She served the church.
She was nearly a nun.
Almost.
Volunteers her time, donates more money to charity than she can afford.
She was almost a nun until
she got
the incident.
Yeah, there was the incident. And that incident 9 months later was me. HVAC/R and stuff, Jesus.
What are they saying now?
You know, they can take anything and make it dirty. All I said was, my mom, on this topic of people whose dogs get the treatment, my mom takes her dog to the chiropractor.
Yes.
And he says this, I'm guessing your mom also likes to go to get a good bone adjustment.
That's
Come on.
disrespectful. Disrespectful.
You know what? My mom's kind of known for her Rice Krispie bars.
Yeah.
You're not getting any, bro.
I'm
bringing
more
them for the class.
me and Cubby.
I'm bringing them for the class, but you don't get any.
Here comes a snap, crackle, pop joke.
Son of a bee.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
All right, all you procrastinators, enough is enough. It's November and the you-know-what is about to hit the fan. Time to hit up my friends at Standard Heating and Air Conditioning and get that furnace cranked on and get it winter ready. Dana here. November's also the final tune-up deal of the year at Standard. You can get $20 off your furnace fix when you make an appointment and mention 93X. Yeah, I know we're all hardy Minnesotans around here and you're probably saving up to buy me a sweet, sweet Christmas gift, but don't roll the dice on your furnace. Time to prep and protect. Book that tune-up today at standardheating.com. That's standardheating.com.